Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Don't Talk If You Don't Know, the unofficial official podcast dedicated to all things high-level teamfight tactics in North America. Today is August 10th, 2023. My sister's birthday. Happy 40th birthday to my loving sister, as well as the Shurima Cup preview just a couple of days before we see what is going to be the last official tournament before we hit to the mid-set finale. My name is Frodan. I'm your host. Here with me, as always, is Bryce, looking swole, man, flexing for the camera. I see what you're doing, buddy. How's life, Bryce?
I'm sick, and my whole family is sick. But other than that, we're chilling.
Yeah, but you're swole. That's the important
swole.
thing.
I don't know
You're
that's
fit.
true, but
Give a nice little, give us a little bicep action for the camera, would you? Ooh,
Yo,
all
that's
right,
you're
all
gonna
right.
get banned?
I see
guns
you
on
squeeze
stream.
things. All right. We also have a couple of special guests. The first is a returning guest that we had just a few months ago. We have Guubums, fresh off of hitting rank 1. Guubums, how's life, man?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Well, what are you grinning? You're laughing already. What's up?
You seen the night at Kiyun's place last night. The TFT rumor mill is spinning. What would you guys do last night?
I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know. We didn't do anything, but we played
Whoa,
TFT.
you don't know? You don't remember?
Yeah, I should have an answer to that question.
I mean, I don't know. We didn't really do anything, and then we just and then in the morning we just played TFT.
Interesting. Okay. You know what? You're not on trial. Bryce is not interrogating you, man. You can feel free to answer or not answer. But Guubums apparently was hanging out with Kiyun. The funny part is, I believe Julia is also visiting Kiyun as well. And so
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on.
Kiyun, and then he invites Guubums over and spends times with all three of them. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. We also have another special guest. We got Iniko, the first episode that he's joining us since he has been hired to the Riot game analysis team. Iniko, welcome back to the show, or should I say Riot Iniko? I'm using your full name.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, first and last. Yep.
Awesome. Iniko, how has Riot life been treating you the past few months since April? Was it when you joined?
Yeah, April. Yeah, it's been great. I'm adjusting to life in LA. Staying in my room feels the same as it did back home, so that's nice. But as far as the job itself, it's really nice. It's fun. The ambiance like in the office is great. I really enjoy my coworkers. Super smart, talented people. Very nice. So it's great all around.
Awesome.
It's like this guy's on payroll or something.
How big is the TFT team right now? Like, how many people are working on TFT across the different teams?
I don't even know if I can tell you that actually, but we have.
Oh.
I mean, like we have a good amount of people in like a lot of different departments, which like I don't know how it was exactly before I got there, but I do know that it's like grown substantially, and like the people who were there before me, so that they can feel that it's grown. So like, we get a lot done. And we're hard at work on this set and future sets now, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Can you talk a little bit about like the game analysis team? I know there's an article came out. Mordog's been tweeting about it, but there's a lot of people that still assume like it's Mordog the one that's like running the simulations and doing all the balance stuff, but it's a lot of your team as well. So can you just explain very quickly your role on like your team? Who's on your team besides yourself? Because people are saying like, I only know it's Iniko there.
Yeah, so I have a few coworkers. There's Brian, Victor, and David, and basically we work very closely with Live Balance on balancing the game, pretty much, where we'll discuss heavily like between patches, like stuff that we think ought to change. And this is not just balance, but it can also be like quality of life stuff. So some of the improvements that you saw in this most recent patch were like direct results of us collaborating with Live Balance on things that we think would be healthier for the game in the long run, like Raptors, for example, not dropping like a ton of items every game, something like that. But yeah, like we mostly we're helping out with this set. We're helping out with set 9.5, and we're gonna start to help out with set 10 again soon. Just kind of trying to polish stuff, and we're really the avenue for the designers to get their vision, like to you guys pretty much. So it's like designers have this idea, and we help them kind of like be the road, or we are the road, and help them get to like the finished product is basically how I can explain it.
There's a power fantasy with like Rift Walk Kassadin, right? But then, like, where's the actual like right middle ground of all that stuff? That's where you have to step in and be like, this is where I feel like the numbers are correct and what it should be, like how it the flow of the game should be, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. One thing that you are most proud of that you've worked on that we've experienced and you feel like was a success. Like personally, like
Oh,
that was an Iniko special. I want to know what the Iniko special is.
yeah. This was my first ever pitch, and it was like in the first like few days that I was there. Okay. So Lysandra used to be Freljord Invoker strategist,
Bro.
and I was like, everybody's gonna play List Edge Jarvan every single game.
Oh
It's
my
like the new
God.
JOY. And so I said, check me out. Liz is no longer a strategist, but Teemo is now. And I was so proud of this because it bridged the gaps to so many
did.
comps. Like you can play like Vel'Koz
Whoa.
and you get strat with like Swain and Teemo, and like you can play the Talia comp, and that's like multicaster and strategist, and like I was really happy about it. It was like a little bit shaky on the lore side of things, but you know he has the what is it, the Omega Teemo skin or whatever, where he's like the old war guy, so it works out.
Oh, it's funny because the strategists are all like the like the commanders of all their legions, right? So you got
Yeah.
Jarvan leading Demacia, right? And you have Swain leading Noxus. And you have like Azir leading the Shuriman army, and then you have like this Teemo Yordle, like
Yeah,
out of
dude,
nowhere.
he's the Vandal scout leader, you know, the scout code. It's important.
You know,
Nah,
you prevented an
clever.
entire set of bitching about these 3-cost Lysandra,
Yeah.
or sorry, 3-trait Lysandra
Yeah.
being played on every single board of all time.
Yeah, you did.
It's possible. I mean, people
It's
still
already.
really,
I mean, look at it right now.
people still play Freljord. Yeah, people still play Freljord, but you know, add a Jarvan to that every game, and it might have been a little bit rough. But hey, that's just how it works, like in dev, where things get moved around a lot. So you know, it might have somebody else might have had a similar idea. It might not have been Teemo, but that's just how it ended up working out. So
I love that and love that. And on that note, I think that was a great intro and segue to just talking about some of the happenings with Set 9. And so this is the part where we talk about like news and whatnot. And we have actually some really hot news dropping in from yesterday, as we have recently found out that there's been updates on the removal of augment stats, specifically the reversal of that decision. More put a post yesterday on the Commit TFT subreddit talking about all of their analysis about things that they were happy with the augment stat removal, but ultimately they recognize that it's about competition. It's about about having the playing field feel fair because there's people who had access to stats, or even just like the black market websites, the third-party websites. And as a result, they said, hey, look, as much as we felt like the conversations were good, we love like, you know, the tier list, the Guubums putting augment tier lists out, I was putting augment tier lists out. They felt like it was for the health of the community overall to bring it back. This is going to be re-enabled. So Tactics.tools, Meta TFT, all your augment stats are coming back for the mid set, but not for the remainder of Runeterra Reforged. Let's get some reactions. We'll start off with the biggest person that was against this on the panel. It's Bryce. Bryce, what's your immediate reaction to it when you saw this news?
People wide happy. I mean, look, I hated this decision for a bunch of different reasons. I have waxed philosophical about that on this podcast before. I am very happy to be on the other side of this. I also said people wide happy, which is just the perfect way of encapsulating my feelings about the situation. On to the next panelist.
All right, let's go with Guubums and finally Iniko.
Okay, I mean, like, I think it's a good change just because I knew people were cheating. And then, like, every time we brought it up, they were just like, oh, yeah, stop thinking about people cheating. And I'm like, wah. But I actually think, like, this is a bad change. It's like, it's actually boring. Like, this game's more fun without that, so.
Oh, interesting. Can you elaborate a little bit more about what you've been finding fun in particular?
I mean, I think people actually have to use their brain. I don't know. Like, okay, the thing is, I get it. A lot of people don't like use it to only like make the decision for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then oftentimes a lot of people just said, all right, I don't really know what to do. What did the stats say? Beep, beep, beep. Fucking tactics.tools. All right, the tactics.tools told me it's this. All right, I guess it's this. And then, like, I don't know, people just like stop using their brain. Whereas, like, I feel like if you look at, I guess, ladder, or like you looked at like players who reached XYZ rank before stats, like, it's not like taking away stats after you change anything. Everybody's still the same rank. So it's like, you know, the people that were like causing mass hysteria, so to speak, about like, oh, I can't do this anymore, can't do that anymore. It's like, bro, like, you're the same rank before stats and you're the same rank after stats. It's like, it's no diff for most people. But I do agree, like, I mean, for a lot of players, it's really helpful. So, but yeah, I just think like removing some of the decision making, especially for augment stats specifically, was bad. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well now I'm curious from Iniko's perspective. Are you allowed to speak your own personal perspective here, or do you have to kind of echo sentiment here that Mort's put out there?
I mean, I can tell you my personal thoughts on it as a player. But like, I'm separating like my thoughts as a player, my thoughts as like an employee of the company that made the decision. So like as a player, I really didn't care about stats. Like I never used stats really, and I didn't care that they were removed. It didn't influence my gameplay at all. And so it's like now that they're back, I don't really care either. Like it's just it's whatever. Like I'm just yeah. I don't really care at all. But you know, as a writer, it is important for me to acknowledge that like the thing that I look at like all these Reddit threads, right, about like, you know, the stats being removed and like people complaining and stuff like that. And the most compelling argument that I see is like, I have a full-time job. I really enjoy TFT. I want to be like, you know, even if I can't compete myself professionally, I want to be somewhat competitive in my elo. And I feel like stats is a good way to like bridge that gap for me. And I can respect that. Not everybody has the time to invest in the game. And the counter argument is like, oh, well, should we be punishing the people that can invest the time? And like, that's not what's happening. But you know, people have lives outside of TFT. And if they want to feel like they can succeed as much as they can, they do need to, you know, have as many resources as we can provide them. And so I think stats are important in that aspect specifically.
Interesting.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a net positive. And you know, like Mort mentioned, we did learn a lot from it. So I think it'll be okay.
You mentioned that you've read a lot of these comments. How much do you read of, you know, the public forums? Because there's a lot being thrown at your way, especially in set 9. I feel like forum activity has exploded this set in particular.
Yeah. Guubums is laughing because he knows like I read everything. I literally read everything. I don't engage very much, but I read more than I did when I was a player. Like I will go on the competitive Reddit and I will go into like the daily discussion threads, which I never touched. I will go into the rant threads, which I never touched. And you know, I'm emotionally mature enough that I can separate people like the game is actually bad versus people had a bad game and they want to rant and they need to vent and they need to blame something, right? And like that's totally fine. I don't like when people flame my coworkers because I feel protective of my coworkers. I don't care if people flame me really. Like there was this one post where a guy was like, I think it was like the Draven patch. And it was like, didn't they hire a challenger player? How did this even happen with him on there? And I screenshot, I sent it to Warren. I was like, look, they said that's me. They're talking about me.
About me.
I was happy about it. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but like it was funny. It was exciting. I don't like it when they flame my coworkers though. But yeah, I read a lot. I read like almost everything. And I really try to. I think that the main difference between me as a player versus me after I got hired is I am really very actively trying to keep like the player-driven mentality in mind, and I'm trying to think about player perception a lot when we talk about like live balance. When we talk about design and stuff, I'm really trying to take that into account.
Understood.
A lot of people are calling you the people's champion. How does it feel?
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't want to oversell like the influence that I have or the work that I do. I think that Mort is still like just I look up to him a lot. I think Kent is also like a really unsung hero, and then there are other devs that I don't want to name because I don't think they're as public facing. I don't know if that's like on purpose or not. But there are plenty of other devs and plenty of other just like my coworkers in general, even like people on my team that I look up to quite a bit. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm the people's champion. I think it's definitely like this is gonna sound like, oh, I'm on payroll, but like this is a team effort for sure. Like everybody's really, really good.
On that note, I was actually gonna say this at the end of the podcast. I actually prepared something for this, but I'm just gonna throw it in right here on that topic, which is Mort actually put, and this is a serious topic, as much as we were kind of laughing a little bit about you know, taking everything with a grain of salt. This is actually pretty serious. Mort tweeted a couple days ago. He's like, quote, no one is balancing this game. Quote, worst meta of all time. Quote, this game is so bad. We hear lines like this every day, and after over 4 years, I'm used to it. I wasn't at first and took things very personally for the first year or so, which led to rough moments. Over time, though, I realized that it usually didn't come from malice, and I can brush it off pretty easily. And I bring this up because as the TFT team has grown, we have a lot of new people who care deeply about the state of TFT and who aren't used to it. And it's hard. My job is to help coach them through it and focus on the big picture. Do your best, make TFT the best game it can be, enjoy the results. As long as that's true, you can brush off the comments. Runeterra Reforged is awesome set. Thanks to them, and more is on the way. And you know, this is just we understand exactly where a lot of, because we live on Twitch, right? We're terminally online when it comes to Twitch and TFT, so we understand exactly when Soju and Milk and Kiyun and Setsuko and all these other players are just like saying these like these lines like ad nauseum. We understand what they're trying to communicate, but I do think that it's important to just recognize that words do mean things. Words have power. Words have influence. And I think it's just important to recognize that, you know, as much as we are so quick to rant about the game and rage about TFT, we also need to just be careful about the fact that TFT is growing. And there's a lot of people who read this and take it personally, and they put a lot of love, sweat, and tears into the game. So I just want to raise that awareness one more time.
Boom.
All right. On that note, let's go into some other news that we've had. We have Worlds news that's been dropped. We have a $456,000 prize pool once again, 150K for first. But perhaps the best news of all, North America has a 5th seed. Thanks to the World Championship that we earned in Monsters Attack, Replay has earned North America a 5th seed, which actually is a really big deal. That, if you think about all the players that narrowly missed out over the years, you're talking about Ramblin', you talk about Pokkigom, right? There's a lot of players who are on the cusp of it who feel like they were robbed of spots. Now we will go one spot deeper. I don't know how it's being distributed, Bryce. Did they say how it's going to be, assigned?
I assume it's just an extra person through regionals.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Would be my guess. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is a great change. I think it's good to reward the region that won. I actually pitched Riot separately on this topic. My pitch was that the defending champion themselves should get that spot if they qualify for regionals. So if they don't play anymore, or they're not competitive that set, that's different. But I think if you make regionals, you should get the chance to defend your world championship. TFT is a game of really, really high variance. Making it back to the regional championship shows you're above a certain level. And I think it's fun narratively to have the previous champion have the chance to defend it. So I wish that this was actually a spot that was guaranteed to replay, assuming that he makes regionals personally. But I'll be really happy, happy to see North America get another player through either way.
All right. Guubums, thumbs up from you. They took a seed from EU. Any reaction?
Dude, thank God. Like, every time they just send 50 people from EU and none of them make day 3. Not a single one. Literally, they send like 10 people from EU. 4 of them get day 1. Like, fucking 6 of them get day 2, and then they're just all gone. And then next year, I mean, all right, guess we're doing it back
again.
again.
The final lobby this time, man. Come on.
Okay, like, it's a 1 in a blue moon event.
Yeah,
like, nice.
Okay. Look, here's the thing that's starting to develop.
It's 1 in
EU
4.
is starting to flame themselves, and it's like, man,
yes,
I want you
bad.
guys to start putting up results and hitting back, because it's just too one-sided, man.
Yeah,
I'm cheering for EU now.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like being in a rivalry where like one team is just so much better than the other team for so long that you like, it's not even a rivalry anymore. It's like, I kind of want EU to do something at Worlds so that way they can clap back and it could be a fun dynamic. Right now, it just kind of feels like I'm picking on my little brother when I talk shit about EU. So like, I'm down for EU to have a stronger showing this time.
It's not like they don't have good players. They have some great players.
Yeah, they have great players.
All right. Anyways, you know what Milk used to say? He used to say EU has no prize pool, but I'm pretty sure the EU tournament infrastructure is like way better than NA's now. So it's like,
and
that's not even an excuse anymore. Yeah, no, it's not just that. Like, they have like they have a lot of like regional tournaments, or like for them it's like countries, right? Like, obviously there's a lot of national pride between like players of different nationalities. So like they run like tournaments that like are either like for their own country, or they have like country v countries, and I think like all of them are actually like pretty good for like building a scene. Like, NA doesn't even have that stuff, so like I don't even want to hear like Milk make that excuse. Obviously the prize pools are still bad. It's not like our prize pools are good, so it's like, you know what I mean?
I think it hurts their overall region for what it's worth, because what happens is you wind up with these pockets in the different countries that are all prepping together, working together, but you wind up with a more narrow lens on the set. And
do you? I mean, it's just like study groups, right?
Yeah, it is, but North America, there's quite a bit of tech sharing even outside of study groups, right? Like, there's a lot of learning. DishSoap teaches everybody, not just the people within his study group, right? That's true of a lot of the people within NA. I think that it's a lot more silent within Europe is the impression that I get.
Yeah. In fact, from what I've heard, I feel like I'm like a odd like half ambassador from EU and North America because I actually do study their region every now and then on my own personal stream. And I think that there's even like intense rivalry / like dislike between certain subregions in EU. So like they don't work together. North America works together, right? Dish Soap and Press Event apparently like work together, and they're like rival groups, so to speak, in terms of like how they in terms of the study groups. So I do think it's really interesting like dynamic that has developed within EMEA, but also EMEA spans 3 continents, so it's of course there's probably going to be some regional rivalry within the sub-regions, so we'll just have to see. Either way, Worlds is coming up in a few months. It's going to be really exciting. Also, really excited that I believe the GG Tech people will be handling once again, and we'll see like what high level production can come out of that, because Worlds is always a really good time. The last thing I want to show here is some of the stats that happened over the weekend. So we can go ahead and just bring them up. So when we look at things like the comps and the legends and the players, a lot of things that were pretty expected. Zeri and a lot of the Filios, a lot of challengers. A couple of really interesting things that stood out about the metagame. I think the one thing that stuck out to me the most was that Kale was played a lot, performed extremely poorly, and had almost no win rate, which is almost inverse of the stats. In the stats, it's always about Kale is like an enormously high win rate. That could just be solo queue, or it could just be variance and user error. There's also other things like legend representation, how Caitlyn ended up doing pretty well because a few Caitlyn players, like Sub-Zero Arc, for example, crushed it that weekend. It was reflected, of course, in the third column for players. And so I threw out a bunch out there, and I just kind of want to see if there's anything. We don't have to spend too long on this. Just kind of like maybe 1 or 2 things that catches your eye. We'll start off with Iniko, since you know you wisely decided to stay out of the EU conversation. What's up, man? Do you see anything that catches your eye in terms of the stats here?
I didn't. I just wasn't addressed, so you know I didn't want to step in. Yeah, the thing that I will be interested to see going into this weekend is if Aphelios gets played as much, because what I think is people are just going to like gun straight for Zeri, because you know it's like Zeri 1 is the end game for that comp a lot of the time. The real thing that people need to worry about is Urgot. I was watching Soju last night, and he was, you know, hyperbolic as usual, but he made a really good point where he looks at the most played units of the patch and he sorts by like every elo down to gold, and he's like, as you go down, Urgot is played less and less per lobby, which is really strange. And then even at like GM, Shen is played more than Urgot, and he literally goes, "What are you people doing? Clicking on Shen is not that good." Like Urgot in Challenger is probably in the 4s. And I was like, it's probably not that far off, honestly, because Urgot is going to be like the very contentious point here to see, you know, who hits and who doesn't. So
I agree with that. Urgot's a beast. Guubums, one thing that has caught your eye out of all these stats.
Okay, so I don't remember which day. I think it was Sunday, right? That these came out. I was hanging out with Kian that day, and we were just like, we were following the tournament, but we weren't watching. And he looked at the Kale stats. He's like, dude, 3% win rate.
Yeah, 3%
on Kale. Like, hey, you know how you two especially always like say like, oh, you know, ladder doesn't matter. It's just tourneys. You know, we look at this, and this is exactly why we're just like, wait a minute. What's going on here? I mean, they got 3% win rate. And like, I mean, Kale wins like almost every other game you play. So, you know, what's going on?
I think that's definitely
Okay,
just a solo queue moment, isn't it?
I don't understand your point. So are you saying that like
He's saying these players are bad.
I'm saying these guys suck.
He's saying these players are bad.
Okay. This was all pointing.
Yeah, me and Kian were literally just like, I mean, what's
people
even going on here? Like,
yeah, I mean, I agree.
These guys are not good. I'm sorry. Like,
this stat is
Wait,
for
you're
sure.
saying-
This stat is for sure fake.
Sorry,
It
you're
also-
saying the tournament stats are not real, or you're saying the ladder stats are
no,
real?
I'm saying the tournament players are not real.
Okay, like
oh my god! All right,
It's a little hard to say what's going on. It might mean that people were overly willing to contest Kale, right? Like that could actually have a huge impact on how Kale performs in the data.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the least in representation, there wasn't that much, but there was still a good amount.
Kale was not tied to lead sim though.
No,
like not even a lot.
Not at all. Especially since people love picking econ galaxies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bryce, one stat that you caught your eye, and then I want to throw out one question about legends, and then we can move on.
Oh, the stat that caught my eye is that Draven is broken, 100% top 4 rate, average 2.0. Me Draven
Amazing.
this weekend. No, actually, I mean, Urf, unsurprisingly, is doing really well, right? Like, that's actually meaningful data, and it was really good. I think Urf is good. I actually played Urf the entire day leading up to the tournament and messaged Iniko about it and, like, went through a tier list and built the whole plan, but I just don't think I have enough experience on it. But I think it might be the best legend.
This
Okay.
Bryce guy DMs me before the patch, and he's like, "Quick, what's going to be the best legend?" And I'm just like, I look at him like, I don't know, man. Like, what do you? I don't know what you
You
want
have
from me.
insider information. Insider
I
trade with me.
Did I say Urf? I
Let's
think
do
I
this.
said Urf, right? I'm pretty sure I said Urf.
You said that you're not sure, but you play Urf, and I was like, oh, I was thinking about Urf. Yeah.
Well, Urf was the thing that caught my attention the most. I personally believe Urf is a top 2 legend currently alongside Ornn, and I think that the way I view it is that Ornn gives you the item that you build around, and Urf gives you the emblem that you build around. So it's just like kind of the same thing, and they both have like really good fallbacks at like 3-2, 4-2 if you really need in those kinds of situations. And also this has led to some interesting conversations, because there's a lot of people that were picking Urf and not necessarily playing in the way when I was co-streaming felt like it was really optimal, which led to some people flaming certain players' plays and certain players responding on social media and clapping back. So we'll see, man. There's good. On the coach team, I remember people were saying like it's got to be Ornn. It's always Ornn. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure some people who are playing Urf are gonna make you regret those words next weekend. These stats back that up. Also, Caitlyn did do really well, albeit only a few people did play Caitlyn. I'm wondering who's gonna bust out Caitlyn for the third weekend, or second weekend rather, because there are a group of players that believe Caitlyn can be very good. But I do believe Caitlyn's one of those legends, Bryce. That's like the more people play, the less good it gets, because you're all kind of depending on that streak and the tempo.
Yeah. I saw P got streak hard with it. 5 loss every game.
Okay, so Precipitating Scrims was like, all right, it's time. I'm gonna try Caitlyn. And every single game, he was 5 loss with Caitlyn. No matter what happened, he just opened just 5 loss.
Joe Bookmark was in the first 4 scrims, and he was like 1-1-1-1 with Caitlyn, always win streaking. And Pigot was like, I could do that.
Yeah, he's like, this Joe Bookmark guy's always streaking for free. Surely I can do that. And then it turns out that Pigot only took Sergeantborn to specifically look for Caitlyn and Samira and nothing else. So he would just 5 loss every single time.
Yeah, he literally was like, do you buy anything other than Swain? And I was like, yes, man, you have to buy something other than Swain.
All right. And on that note, let's go ahead and take a look at the power rankings. That is what this podcast is for. So the power ranking, as you guys know, is we're going to start things off with the people that didn't make it. We call it the Snubbed List. And so these are the people who receive votes but did not place. And we're going to start with the second half. But we have 2 columns. The second half of players is starting off with Raimplosion, Cambuli, Vile, Covenel, Toronto, Tokyo, and Joe Bookmark. All right, so we got a lot of people with maybe like a vote here and there. Now I want to start with Iniko. Iniko, you voted for Joe and threw a vote his way, and I think that's just kind of a respect nod. What is it about Joe that stood out to you, Iniko?
Yeah, if it wasn't clear enough by this time in Don't Talk If You Don't Know Lifespan, I reserve like 14 and 15 for my eye test votes pretty much. And maybe even sometimes higher. But I think that Joe Bookmark has been developing like a lot over the last couple sets, and he came out with like playing Caitlyn when everybody else was like metaslaving legends and stuff like that, and actually like trying to find his own unique way to play the game. I respect that a lot. I watched him a little bit, and I just think that he's a solid player. I'm comfortable ranking him in the top 15, honestly. Like, I actually think that he does have a good chance to win the cup. Just maybe not as good as the other people that I ranked, but still a good chance. And I'm excited to see him play. So
Great. The other players that got 1 individual votes, Wage and Iverson giving it to Toronto, Tokyo. Not the Dota player, by the way. A lot of people ask if that's actually like the famous Dota player. I think it's just a fan, unless that'd be a crazy coincidence. And then Covenel, second ballot in a row that Soju has ranked Covenel in the top 15. And I gotta say that I do think this guy is pretty underrated. He hangs out in my Discord a lot, and I do see him perform well, and he made it pretty far once again. Very underrated in that case. And then of the remaining 3, Bryce, Guubums, who do you think is the most interesting out of Rain, Cambuli, and Vile?
I actually almost ranked Vile. I think Vile is actually really good. As for Rain, I don't know. I don't think she plays as much as it. Like obviously she used to, so she's probably not as good. Cambili, I actually have no opinion of, but I know they're high rank on ladder. I want to rank Vile. I think Vile is actually really good. Obviously, Vile's been around for a long time, so like that's not going to be a surprise to that many people. But I think Vile actually probably should have gotten a couple votes.
For me, the most interesting is Rain. Like he has yet to find her form after she was the clearly best player of set 7.
Yep, set 7 Dragonlance.
And I think there's there's good reasons for that. It probably has to do with the amount that she's investing. I think the set also plays a lot differently, and so it'd be cool to see if she can find form and pop off this weekend.
Yes. Also, apologies. Little typo. We got it. Toronto, Tokyo. Cambili did win the Tactician's Crown qualifier for that stipend, by the way. So has some tournament victory momentum to carry into the Shurima Cup. Good job, Cam. Hopefully we can see you do that in the second weekend. Second half of the list includes Kiyun, Malala, Dace, Amdi, Solus, and DQA. DQA not making the list. But I think I'll just start there. I think a lot of people just felt like DQA, again, too inactive to have a good read on where he actually is. And I don't know exactly where Solus is. Solus either gets votes and gets a good amount of respect or not much respect whatsoever. So those are the two names I think we can start there. Any comment? Actually, Guubums, you used to hang out and talk a lot with DQA. Do you still talk to Daniel at all about TFT?
What do you mean? This guy doesn't play TFT. Nobody's talking to him about TFT. I might be able to talk to him about Valorant.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about the rest of the names here in the other column? Solus, AMD, Dace, Malala, Kiyun. You actually hang out with Kiyun a lot. You talked about what form is Kiyun in?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure when people were doing the rankings, Kiyun literally had 0 games, like 0.
Actually,
he played his first game when I was there, and he hard rolled his ass off, and he got first. But then I think right now he has like 15 games, so it's like, okay. So I wasn't gonna rank Kiyun, right? But then I'm pretty sure if you actually talk to Kiyun, you know that like this guy. I mean, this guy I'm pretty sure actually knows what he's talking about, and like okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't want me to rank him either. He was just like, oh yeah, I mean, you definitely shouldn't rank me. But I don't know. Like if you actually talk to him, like he knows what's going on, and I don't think a lot of other players do. I mean, I also ranked Malala. I think is good. I think DQA is also good. I'm surprised DQA didn't make it on. So like, I mean, I actually think all 6 of these players have reason to be on it. But I actually think Kiyun, if he's not on it, is probably underrated. I think Kiyun's really good, even though he doesn't play much. Like I think it's understandable that he's not on it because he had 0 games, but I think he's really good.
Yeah, and I think the nature of these lists always like change even just in the 3 to 4 days since we asked them on Monday. Yeah. And then it's like it's Thursday. Like some players have gotten better, some players have gotten more lost. So we would move them off the list. And then some players are finally getting the first games on the patch, like Kiyun and DQA. So we'll see where they stand. Iniko, who's the player that you like to talk about in this in this left-hand column here?
I mean, okay. I want to talk about 2 people specifically. The first one, very like, dude, you can't not put Solus on your list after that Twitter post. Like,
yeah.
That's like the most value ranking of all time right there. Yeah, but I would like to say, you guys know that I've been a long time Malala stan. I've always said that Malala is a tournament beast. That being said, at work, I work on a lot of projects, and I have time to watch Twitch streams on the side every now and again. And on some of my later days, I was able to watch Malala play the TC4 qualifiers, and he was making some very interesting decisions during that time. I don't want to say that was like his form for the upcoming tournament, but it did influence my decision making and ranking him. But I will say that being said, I do still believe in him, and I am still rooting for him because I think he's a nice guy. I think he's still good at tournaments. I think he's a smart player, so I am rooting for him personally. But there was some interesting things happening in TC4.
Well, that was a week ago, so hopefully things have changed since then. A week can change a lot in TFT. I ranked Malala only because I feel like I've been doubting him a lot, and he's been performing very well lately. So I didn't know that he was actually getting worked diff right now. I think he has like a lot of IRL responsibilities, but I found out after I submitted. But it is what it is. Bryce, any other notes here, either through the players we didn't talk about or the players we did mention?
I mean, tweets aside, I think Solus is scary in the event where he enters, and I think that this meta and some of the lines that are strong are going to favor him. So it would not surprise me to see Solus do well this weekend.
In the pre-game stream or pre-show stream, Solus was saying that right now he is merc pilled. He's addicted to Earth, ripping that tome and going for Piltover and just trying to play Piltover every game. If he actually does it 12 games or 13 games in a row, we'll see what ends up happening on the final weekend. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I love to see a little bit of trash talk between Solus and see if he can back it up there. And on that note, let's go ahead and go to our top 15. So we can start from the very top. Another ranking, another number 1 for dish soap, which is officially the longest streak that we have in North America. And so now, one thing to appreciate, I'm just going to put it out there. It might seem like it's boring or expected that dish soap is number 1, but now the question will be, how many editions and iterations can he maintain number 1? Because he's setting the record. Currently, he is holding the record. Can he be dethroned? Which is probably yes, but the second would be like, how long can he go, Bryce?
I mean, he's not getting dethroned this set. He is the most consistently hardworking player on the list, and he's also a beast. So there's no reason for anyone to rank him anything lower than 1. I think that he should be a set and forget 1 for the rest of set 9. Maybe if he doesn't take 9.5 seriously, but that's really hard for me to envision, to be honest with you.
Okay, who isn't ranking dish soap number 1 is the bigger question. Do we have that on hand?
Robin rated P-God 1, and he did his ranking on stream, and he was like, this dish soap guy, man, he's too big of an ego. Everyone always talks about how good dish soap is. Dish soap's not that good. I'm not rating him number 1. And then he just like he's like, okay, but then wait, who the hell do I rate number 1? He starts like looking through the list. He's like, Precipice's good. Precipice's number 1. So, there's that. Iniko rated dish soap number 2, but I think that was a mistake.
It was an error. Yeah, I was doing it like very hastily, and I had to swap stuff around, and that was something that didn't get swapped. So it's supposed to be dish soap 1.
And that's it. That's it.
Okay. That explains the 14.8 in terms of his average, because 15 points for number 1, 1 point for 15, so on and so forth. Not much to discuss there. Do we feel that this tier here, Setsuko, Guubums, Milk, Guubums, I'm guessing you feel like 2, maybe in that rank 1 spot. Do you feel like this is accurate, or do you feel like it's you should be even higher?
Okay, I mean, I know why I'm ranked 3, so I guess technically speaking, yeah, I should be ranked higher. But okay, so when I was doing the list, I actually would like, I don't know, I don't necessarily think I'm number 2. Like, I think it's whatever, but I don't think I'm bad. So I think yeah. Like, I don't think Setsuko is number 2 right now. Based on, like, what people have seen, I don't think people should put Setsuko number 2. Obviously, like, based on reputation, Setsuko's easily 1-2 with dish soap. Everybody knows that. But I think, like, if you've seen Setsuko's form, like, as of when this was ranked, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on with Setsuko? Has anyone been watching his games? It feels like, it almost feels like Soju level, where he's like I'm about to average 1.5, and it's like the inverse. It's a 5.1.
He's just only doing well when he gets to 9 or when he rerolls.
And do we know why that is?
I think.
He played scrims today and he did fine, so I think he's gonna be fine. But I don't know. I wouldn't put him number 2. But like, I don't know. Like, if you don't want to put me number 2, I don't care. But once again, like, I know the reason why I'm number 3, and we'll talk about that later.
I mean, it's entirely possible that the reason why it is because he spent so long Dragon Kinging that he just his entire brain has been recalibrated to Dragon King. He recombobulated his brain.
But that would imply an upgrade.
He's great around the 5 costs. He's just around the upgraded units. It's the lower tier units. Like, these units are shit. I'm not interested in these. I only see gold units. Click and play gold units.
Got it. What about Milk and Robin? A lot of question marks on their form. Milk can't pick a legend, and Robin Songs is at his brother's wedding, so don't know what form he is in. Any commentary from the panel here?
Yeah. When we were ranking, I'm pretty sure Milk was also sussed. It's like the 2 days after. Literally, the day we had to submit rankings was the very first day Milk averaged better than like a 4.6 in like over a week. And then now he's doing a lot better as well. And then like I'm pretty sure he's starting to figure it out. So I think Milk at like top 5 is like easily super reasonable. Robin I put at 11, which is like I think the lowest I've probably ever ranked Robin, honestly. And it's because like a couple things. He was like struggling a little bit. Every time he'd play on stream when I watched him, he wasn't doing that well. He also says he's going to a wedding. So it's like I'm pretty sure like if there is an underprepped Robin, I mean this is probably one of them. So I think like Robin being so high is a little bit iffy. I think normally you like especially this set you could expect Weijin to be higher, but Weijin for the first time probably all set like completely ran it down, so people were hesitant to put him higher. So I think that's why we have
that makes sense. That makes sense. And for what it's worth, by the way, history actually indicates for Robin to do exactly this. At the Corrupted Cup last set, he also like had a really bad tournament, but I think it was because he wasn't actually prepped. It was funny because I remember Bryce paid like top dollar for him in fantasy, and then Robin like totally sucked that event. So
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, I think it caught a lot of us off guard because Robin had been super consistent again as well. Because if you guys remember, he also won that set's box boot camp, and then we also thought that he was going to do pretty well. He had a lot of momentum, so. Kurum comes here at 6, although again I kind of feel like I'm not entirely sure where Kurum's form is. Has anybody been watching Kurum pretty closely or seen some of his games?
Oh, before this patch he was really sus. Like last patch I think he was doing like some IRL stuff, like I think moving or something along those lines. Anyway, he was busy, so he actually wasn't playing, but I watched him. He was kind of bad. I watched him this patch like a good amount, and he seems like he understands what's going on, so I'm sure he'll be fine. I think something like this range is good for him.
Even despite getting a #1 ranking somehow, Prestivant is only in 8th place, but it is one of Prestivant's highest rankings. And top 8 in this power rankings implies these are the 8 players that we are expecting to see in the final lobby. Is this the best that Prestivant has been? He hit rank 1. He's putting in a lot of volume in. He's studying more than ever before. And I know this because he's really unhappy. He hates homework. He hates feel like he's going to school. He's putting in a lot of work and studying stats. Is this the best that Preston has been? Iniko, what do you think? Have you been able to catch him at all?
I think whenever I see Preston in my lobbies, he's always just hard forcing some meta comp. So I think that as far as like prep, he's probably fine on this patch. I think that he does a good amount of homework. I don't talk to him a whole lot about the game. I don't really watch his stream that much, but so like I don't have a huge amount of intel. But whenever he's in my games, he always seems like he knows what's going on. I also like recall back to hearing a lot of conversations in set 7 that he was taking part in, and like finding myself thinking back then, like, okay, this guy like can think about the game in a nice nuanced way, and he doesn't fall to the line of thinking how other people think as well. Like he kind of beats to the marches to the beat of his own drum. So I think he'll be okay. I think that number 8 is like a pretty reasonable spot for him.
I'm trying to look at history to see if Prestivant has ever outranked Soju, and I do not believe, at least in my short history diving, that has been the case. Which means, who is Big Bro, Bryce, in this scenario?
The little bro becomes the big bro. I think this is about right for P-God as well. I think he's just steadily improved as a player to the point where, for me, I think he is like belongs around this ranking most of the time. I think he has a lower skill ceiling than Soju and Milk do, but I think that he's the more consistent player.
You're saying Preston is the more consistent player?
Yeah, I think that like Milk is usually pretty consistent, but gets lost sometimes. Soju is very up and down. Soju's form is really hard to track in general. But has higher highs and lower lows than P-God, and I think P-God is just like a really steady, solid player.
At the beginning of this week, I was hearing rumors that Soju was in really good form at the patch, because I think people were studying his climb on 13-15 in particular, seeing that he gained a lot of LP. It seemed like he really understood, especially like the Zeri lines, and Zeri is one of the best comps, if not the best carry to learn how to play in the game currently. Is that still the same 3 days later? Do people feel like Soju's form is in really good spot right now, Guubums?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Soju's better than most of these guys, for sure.
Ooh,
for sure. Okay, here's the you want to hear the thing about Soju is that if you say Soju's a 1st or 8th player, that's how you immediately know this player knows literally nothing, and that their opinion should not be considered with any weight. Reason is, Soju is the least 1st or 8th player of all time. He is,
Yes.
dude. He is what? Okay, of their group. Okay, Milk and
He's
Kyun
a
are
coward.
actually.
He's a coward in tournament.
Yeah, Milk and Kyun are like
Oh,
actual
come
first or
on.
eighth.
He is.
Precedent is like probably close. No, not really. Okay, Setsuko's also first or eighth, but Soju and Precedent are actually top 4 players, and like they play most games for top 4. But then people still think he's first or eighth. I mean, this guy is definitely not first or eighth. Like,
I mean, it's the difference between watching like his stream persona versus his tournament persona.
no, you even if you watch a stream, you know he's not first or eighth. He's just like if he's going eighth, it's just because he just trolls the game away.
Sure.
Like he's like, all right, whatever. Like screw it. I'm gonna go. If I don't hit exactly what I need, I'm dead. Just like he just plays up for stream content. But I promise you, Soji's not first or eighth.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see what form Soju's in particular. I do think that I was watching him last night and he was feeling good. And then he went like 8-8-7 or something like that, or 8-8-6. And he was like, okay, actually, I don't even know if I know anything anymore. And I wasn't telling if he was putting on a show or he was genuinely starting to panic because he was like starting to say like, okay, it's time to sit up. You know, he's doing the classic Sojuism is like, I'm about to sit these SeaWorld bots down, do the whole like Legoland speech and everything like that. And then he went 8-8-6 and it was like, oh, all right.
No, I'm pretty sure Soji's really good. I put Soji like third, I think. Yeah, I think he's really good.
Okay. All right. Leaking his
think it'll be
draft
fun.
strats a little early. Let's talk about replay. He enters the power rankings again. The only reason why he didn't make it previously probably is because he got day 1 in the Freljord Cup. He's back. And with that, a bunch of ego is surfacing. Replay is also putting a lot of hot takes out there on the internet quite frequently. And he is the reigning world champ. And yet, here he is in the top 10. I'll go here. I'll go first. I got the chance to co-stream with Replay. And the amount of times this guy disagrees with not just the players that were watching, but the people that were in with the call and just kind of popular sentiment is really fascinating. I can't tell if it's just for content or it's because he really sees the game differently. And I think that's what makes it really intriguing. I ranked him pretty high because I believe that he has the most to prove. And I think that that's where motivation really kicks in. For some of these players, like Milk, for example, the most vocal that things like Shurima Cup don't matter. He's like, it does not matter. Like regionals what matters, maybe winning mid-set matters, but everything else is just, you know, kind of qualifiers or preamble. But I think Replay has a chip on his shoulder again for going from world champ to day 1 and now has to come back. So I ranked him really high because I think he's fired up and motivated, Bryce.
He definitely is. Are we doing the segment afterwards, or is that?
We
not
are.
a thing that's happening? Okay. So I don't want to spoil anything then. So look, it's a really open question about how for real is Replay. I still haven't gotten to watch him play very much. I've watched him stream, but it became pretty clear to me pretty quickly that for the most part, when he's doing his streaming, he's for fun, and you can glean some things about the player. But I don't feel like I got to watch the real Replay, and his ascent was while I was out and taking my little TFT break. So I'll be excited to watch him. I ranked him pretty highly too. Whenever I listen to him talk about the game, he strikes me as someone who gets it, and I think that anyone who impresses Dan at the level that he did going in, at us regionals going into Worlds is deserving respect. So yeah, he's got something to play for. It seems like he's sweating and taking it seriously. Seems like he's really high skill ceiling. So a lot of things that have nothing to do with me watching him play that suggest that he will be doing well, but I'll be curious to see how it goes.
All right. 11 to 15, we enter the underdogs range. Darth Noob, highest rank. For people who don't know, you might be like, isn't that the guy I see moderating the competitive TFT subreddit? That is him. He is a deeply valuable volunteer worker for the community. Always posts things like the discussion threads and whatnot. Also posts a lot of like interesting math and runs things for like a lot of the questions that goes on there. But also hit rank 1 this patch. So I want to give a shout out to him. Socks at 12, which is kind of unusual. We're not used to seeing Socks kind of like lower, like hang out in this low range, but we're not entirely sure, especially with the second baby and everything coming along. Socks is really busy with work as well. D-Pay at 13, Casper at 14, and Broccoli at 15. Out of all these names, Iniko, who are you most excited to watch compete?
Oh, you already know it's Darth Nub, dude. This guy's a beast. I've been long on the Darth Nub stand train. Like this set at least. It started like I think toward like the middle or end of last set or something like that. But yeah, I've been noticing his play. I think he's like a ridiculously smart player, and I think it shows like if you just talk to him for 5 minutes as well. Like he just knows a lot about the game, and he I mean you said like he's a math guy. But yeah, I'm super excited to watch him play, and he also like talks pretty closely to like the Weijin Clear and like somewhat of like the Kyvix AMD group as well. So those are like a bunch of creative players. And then I thought playing with him, I thought Sox was pretty good as well. I feel like I've been impressed with this play, but like Guubums, I was gonna say Guubums is gonna shake his head, but I think the most impressive thing that I saw Sox do actually was in one of my games. He took Endless Forge at 3-2 and went 8th, so that was really, really impressive. But in spite of that, I thought Sox looked good, but Guubums, I don't know if you have different thoughts.
I mean, he's not bad, but I think he's pretty bad compared to like what you can normally expect out of him.
What's going on? You're one of the closest people to Sox.
I mean, I think he's like super busy with work. So he's just working every day. He's like, damn, I can't play TFT. I just want to play TFT, and they're just giving me work.
I got it.
There it is.
I know the life. Fucking sucks.
Out of the remaining players, Guubums, then Darth, DP, Casper, Broccoli, any commentary? What about like Casper and Broccoli? They joined the list again after kind of taking some time away. Casper's back after he took like an extended leave due to some injuries and needed to step away from TFT.
Yeah. Okay. So Casper, like, okay, I think a lot of people like put Casper on the list. If not everyone, probably just because like he's super high rank. But the thing is, he's been sitting. So I mean, I put him because I think he deserves to be there. I also think like I've heard him say some certain things. So I'm pretty sure this guy actually has like some interesting ideas. Like not the bad interesting, like the actual interesting.
Not the Casper interesting ideas.
Yeah, like it's actually good. It's actually good.
No, not caster coded word.
But I'm pretty sure his Smurf, like I've seen him troll so many games. I think that's his Smurf. I've seen him troll so many games. So it's like kind of sus.
What's his
but
Smurf?
Also I don't like
What's
for
his
once,
Smurf?
okay, I put DP on every single list since like he kind of like got his break. And I'm pretty sure this patch he is not very good from what I saw. But I haven't watched like I wouldn't say I've watched like multiple hours of DP.
How did
Like just
you
watched a couple
scrims
games here and
today?
there.
What's up?
He
How
did
you
well
do
in the couple
scrims?
games I was watching.
Yeah, do you do?
I definitely saw him a lot of top twos. I've seen a couple of. I think he was just mill like 4.5 something average there.
Yeah, his scores were solid. He top 4 a decent amount, and he got a couple first.
Okay, to be fair, one of those was a Hall of 9 game, dude.
Dude, that
What's wrong with
the
Hall of
best
Nine?
man.
I love
This is
that.
actually the most unserious portal of all time.
I was winning that game 100 times out of 100, and it was back to back 5-cost 2-stars. Are you fucking kidding me? I just get no value. Motherfuckers are getting like good 2-star fucking 5-costs for their board. I can't with this fucking
Sounds
portal,
like a
man.
fun and exciting moment.
It
Yeah,
is
so fun and
literally.
exciting.
I don't know what the hell was going on over there, Nico. You guys were like, "Oh, is it the For Fun patch 2 months early? This sounds really fun. Let's do this."
What do you mean? We already had the 4-1 patch. It was the Draven patch.
I was about to say the Draven patch.
Honestly, just turn Draven back up and just make it
Dude.
only Hall of 9 for the last fucking patch. Sounds like a great For Fun patch.
I mean, that's just Fortune's favorite. But you would be really surprised at how many people have reached out to me. Like, you just put like the Draven patch back up because it was like the most fun they've had in
Sure,
TFT.
sure. I believe it. It's just
Yeah.
full for fun, not competitive at all, but just for fun. Like just play with infinite.
Asa loved it. I mean, he doesn't play competitively, and he's like, this game is lit.
So wait, something I want to actually mention. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I feel like Broccoli is like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of TFT, where like on ladder, like this guy is such a beast, and if you talk to him, he's such a beast. And then in tournament, like I don't know if he's had a good tournament so far. And like I feel like he's
it's
so
actually kind of an
overdue
8-8-8.
for one.
Casper's actually really similar, by the way. Neither of these guys have put up
Oh,
tournaments.
you guys have
But I
selected
don't- I don't
memories. You
think-
guys have selected memories. They both made final lobbies before. Broccoli popped off actually last set.
It's not that they. Sorry, go for it.
No, I was just saying like they've both had results, but also to your credit, Broccoli has gone dead last in back-to-back tournaments. Like actually, like not like the way Bryce said he went dead last and actually had like 20 points or whatever. Like Broccoli literally placed last place twice in a row. So yeah, I understand the sentiment behind it, but they've had their moments, Bryce.
No,
Yeah,
that's not even his greatest achievement, man. Wait, go ahead, sorry.
Wait, what's his greatest achievement?
Okay, no, at regionals last set, right? Claire started off. Okay, first of all, day 1 was split into day 1, day 2. And Claire opened 8-8, 8-8, which is obviously the best scoreline you could possibly have. And then Broccoli managed to actually place lower than him, which is probably the greatest achievement of all time.
I remember.
So,
Somehow
yeah.
Clear because at that point I remember Clear was like, I'm gonna get day 1, and then he recognized that he wanted to play for prize. Like I have to not go 8th, otherwise people think I suck. And then somehow
No, we think he
turns
sucks,
around
regardless.
And Broccoli plays lower.
Look, the point I was going to make isn't that they never do well. These guys have played a lot of TFT tournaments. At some point, they're going to do well. I think the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde means that at some point they're good, and some point they're bad. I just think they're really, really inconsistent for how good people perceive them to be. Like, their results are all over the fucking place. I never know what I'm getting going into a tournament. Broccoli, for what it's worth, is confident coming in. I asked him, he's in my lobby, and he's like, I'm a fucking beast. I'm going to dominate. And I think, actually, this meta is really good for him. I think this meta is actually potentially really good for both of them, actually. They're both wide players. They both can cook. They're both comfortable re-rolling. Like, I think that they could be good.
All right. On that note, in a similar vein, we have a small mini game show segment that Bryce has suggested. This is segment 2.5. We're calling it Guess the Player. Wow, very interesting. What we're going to do is we're going to put up a result of their band of rankings, and you have to guess the player. So, for example, we're going to start off the first one here. This player was ranked as high as 2nd and as low as 8th. And the reason why we're showcasing this is because this is probably the most diverse set of rankings we've had, because players have gotten really high rankings and really low rankings simultaneously. And so we're quizzing both Guubums and Iniko on who they think the player is. So, Guubums and Iniko, who was ranked as high as 2nd and as low as 8th place?
Is this on Don't Talk If You Don't Know, like this set, or
Just now, this power rankings for Shurima.
Shurima Cup.
Oh. Highest 2nd, low is 8th.
Wait, is it who goes first?
No, you just lock in your answers. That's all.
Yeah.
Or you two can decide and then submit an answer together. How about that?
I mean, I think it's such. Okay, the thing is, I would normally guess myself, but I know it's not myself because I'm pretty sure 2 people submitted a straight up for fun ballot.
It has to be somewhere in it has to be whoever's 5th or 6th, right?
No. Most of this is going to be it's 2, 3, or 4. It's between me,
really?
Milk, and Setsuko.
Oh, it's probably Milk.
I'm certain it's not me.
I think it's Milk. You think it's Setsuko?
I thought it was Setsuko, yeah. But the thing is, Setsuko might not have even. Wait, no, I put Setsuko lower than. No, I put Setsuko 7 or 8.
I think it's Milk.
All right, fucking Milk.
It could be you, actually.
Milk.
No, it's not me.
Lock it in. And the answer is, it is Setsuko.
Wow.
Setsuko. Oh, whoops.
Dude, I got what?
It was high 2nd and low 8th. The next one.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Second to
You got
lowest.
scammed?
Okay.
So now you guys get the gist of the game. That was just an example of one. Setsuko, who ranked him as low as 8th, Bryce?
8th place for Setsuko.
I think I put him 8th. Or no, I put him 6th.
Robin Wasian tied.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You had him 6th. You had him 6th.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so Guubums, you were guessing that you were potentially part of it, but we're gonna be moving on because Guubums is really dialed into how he was ranked. This one was as high as 2nd and as low as 13th.
This is probably Milk then, right?
It could be, yeah.
So, wait, hold on, let me think. It's not me again. It's not me.
Big range. It's 11-point swing.
Who got ranked really high? Oh, Soji. No, I put Soji 3rd because I know someone put Soji really high, and that was me.
Did somebody put him 2nd though?
No, I don't think so. Unless it counted my vote that put him at 2nd, but I don't think so. Could be Milk. Could definitely, but no, nobody ranked Milk 13. There's no way. That's troll.
All right, I'm gonna call the clock in 5 seconds. Who we got?
Wait, can I see the list? I need to pull up the list. The problem is I actually don't
No,
remember. Oh, I can't. Fuck.
Just go for it, man. It's just a fun thing.
List of players, because I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know who I can.
I'm gonna copy the top 15 into our chat just so you've got it. How about
it's not Robin. I don't think it's Robin. I actually think
that seems fair, you guys. That way you guys can.
I'm calling time. Iniko, who is it?
Can you post the top 15, man?
Yeah, hold on. Calm down. Okay, here it is. There's top 15 in our chat.
Okay.
That's in order.
I'll go with. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I want to go with Soju.
Milk. I want to go Milk.
All right, you guys can lock in separate answers.
Yeah, I'll go with Soju.
All right, Soju for
I don't think it's
Iniko,
actually Milk.
Milk for Guubums, and the answer is Big Jeffrey. Milk
it is
as
Milk.
high as 2nd, as low as 13th. Who put Milk in 13th, Bryce?
Yeah,
Nate-
I was like, it
Nathan.
has to be. Who is it?
Nathan put Admirable to put Milk in 13th. I can't.
Oh, wow.
He's the
Oh,
only
that's a
person.
4
He's the
fun.
only person who had him lower. The next lowest is actually Guubums.
Me, right?
Who
Yeah.
ranked him at 9th.
9,
Or
right?
seventh,
Yeah.
8th, 8 points.
Somewhere along those. Yeah. I actually swapped on last second with the P guy. I think.
All right. Well, we'll see. I mean, Milk probably feels like he could probably go 13th, right? Because he wasn't really confident going into it. He was telling me that he's feeling like he's going dead last in this tournament, and he's going to focus on mid set, but we'll see.
I think no matter how low his confidence is, no matter how bad a form you think he is, as long as he is playing the game, he is top 10 in North America. I don't know how you rate him under top 10 in North America.
All right. Next one. We got 5 of these. Similar energy, but instead of second, it was the highest was 3rd, and the lowest was 13th.
Oh, this is Soji. Final
I was
answer.
gonna say, I can see this being Soju for sure.
Oh, you guys are locking in immediately. All right.
I like
Well, the answer is
Bang!
Wajan Iverson.
What?
Wajan Iverson was ranked as high as 3rd and low 13th. Bryce?
Oh no, because Soji probably ranked lower than 13th. Someone always ranks Soju 15th.
Lowest Wajan Iverson ranker was Soju, actually, by a fairly decent margin. He's 3 points below the next, which is Robin.
Interesting.
Wait, this
Interesting.
isn't Soju?
It's not Soju.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Second to last one. Highest was 3rd, and their lowest was completely unranked.
Oh, this is Soju for sure.
I didn't know that we could count unranked.
Yeah, I
Okay, this is
assume.
Soju.
Yeah,
This
this
is
has to be
Soju.
Soju, right? Yeah. No, but who wouldn't rank Soju right now? I'm pretty sure that's kind of troll. Oh, you didn't rank Soju?
I don't think I did.
Oh, then it's Soju for sure.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you a hint. There's actually 2 people. Could you guess 2 people
Oh, okay.
who actually have this?
Everybody's ranking Robin Curran. Let me pull this.
And the
list
question
again.
is,
Give me a
who
sec.
could be valued as high as 3rd and then not even be included onto the list?
Probably replay.
Replay? Yeah, replay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it'd be Soju and replay.
Oh,
It's not
Chad's got an
Souls. It's
idea
not
as well.
Souls. It's not Souls.
It's
Hey,
not
you never know.
Souls.
Hey,
Oh
listen,
no! Wait, is
Gangly is a
valid?
ranker, man. Gangly's a ranker.
Oh,
You
it's
gotta
probably
account for
Souls.
that.
No, it's Souls for sure.
I don't
No,
know.
because
I don't
no,
know.
it's not Souls because he didn't rank him first. It's fake news.
Okay.
All right, you guys locking in?
Yeah, it's replay and Soju, I think.
And the answer is Soju
Ding.
and replay.
I feel like you guys
Congratulations.
had the cheat code on this one because Iniko didn't rank replay or Soju, so he definitely knew.
To be fair,
Clear.
so I didn't rank them for different reasons, though. I didn't rank replay because I just haven't watched him at all. This is like one of the few players I literally have no idea like what he's about.
Dude, the world champ.
Yeah, I know,
So-
but like I don't think that qualifies like a free rank, you know?
2 people did not rate Soju. Iniko was one of them. Clear was the other. 3 people did not rank replay. Iniko was one of them. Soju and Prestivan did not rank replay. Robin barely put him on the list at 14th. So the
Interesting.
band for
Right.
replay is really wide. Replay, if you're watching, get a chip on your shoulder, buddy, because a lot of your peers do not care that you won the world championship and they just don't think you're that good.
No, but it doesn't
That's not
matter.
true.
Like, you can think he's
That's
bad at. He's the world champ. It does, like he's already won what he needs to win. It doesn't matter if we think he's good or bad.
That's also true. But
I mean,
it's not
wait,
that I don't
I
it's not
totally
that I
disagree
think he's
with
good
that.
or bad. It's just I just don't know anything about him. So like if I were to watch him and be able to form an opinion, I might rank him. But
Sure.
I just don't know
I mean,
anything about him.
Look, Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker. Ain't nobody think Chris Moneymaker is
Who
fucking good
cares
at
though?
poker.
You won.
Well, listen, I
No, in
care.
TFT, okay, the thing is,
I
poker's
care.
different. In TFT, like the only thing that matters is winning worlds. In poker, that's not true.
I mean, winning the main event
I
of the
don't
World
think
Series of
that's
Poker
true.
is like kind of way bigger than winning worlds in TFT, man.
No, but
Come-
relative to poker, I think it's less.
I don't think that's true, man.
No, because relative to TFT, what else is there in TFT?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
just wanna point
there are
out-
big poker tournaments for sure outside of the main event, but the main event is a beast unto itself, and it's such a big field and it's so high variance that the best players of their generation never win the main event. So like getting the chance to win the main event is incredible. This is a really weird comparison. You're not even into poker, right?
Oh, I'm pretty into poker. Not like I wouldn't call myself like a
Fair
hardcore
enough.
fan by any means.
Anyway, I mean, regardless, I'm not sure it really matters. Like, I think that winning the world championship obviously says a lot, but I think that he cares about being considered one of the best. Like, I think that matters to him. Is the impression I get.
He definitely does. He definitely does. And I'm excited to see him compete this weekend as well. Our last but not least, this, you guys kind of knew this was building up. As high as first and as low as completely unranked.
Precedent. Final answer.
Oh, so let me back this up. There are two people that you can submit for this.
Did Gangly rank solos first?
Oh, it's esports law.
Who ranked Bryce number one?
I thought Bryce ranked Bryce first.
I didn't get a single vote. I wasn't even on the snub list.
Oh. Wait, who the hell?
Oh. Is this count? Oh, if this is counting my error, it could be Socks. Is there somebody who didn't rank Socks?
Most people put a Sock. Oh,
it doesn't matter. Most people did.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's some for fun rankers. I mean, there are.
I think it's either Precedent or Socks. Or wait,
no, Socks is one of them, right? Because there's two. So Precedent's one of them.
Yeah, okay. I think it's Precedent and Socks. I would not be surprised if it was Solus, but I think it's Precedent and Socks.
Who ranks Solus first? Solus is on the list, is he?
Dude, Gangly's a panelist, man. Like, you always have to account for the Gangly.
That's it. Gangly effect.
All right. Locking it in. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. It is Precedent and Socks. The first time Precedent has ever been ranked at number 1.
Precedent was left off of Clear's ballot, and that's kind of a big deal because actually the next lowest was Gangly, putting him at 11th. So no respect for P-God from Clear. Socks was left off a bunch of ballots. Neither Dan nor I ranked him. Natures did not rank him. Wasian did not rank him. Clear did not rank him. And Admirable did not rank him.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and move the show along to another segment that we love, which is Agree, where we throw out a statement, ask for people to agree or disagree, get their takes, and then basically discuss the topic a little bit further if we want. So the first one is a pretty broad one, as submitted by Bryce, and he leaves the camera. So let's go ahead and fire it off.
I can hear.
Set 9 is the most skill expressive set ever designed. Agree? We'll start off with Guubums.
No, I'll probably disagree. I mean, it's definitely one of the better sets. It's like a really good set. Like, I enjoy the set a lot, but it's definitely a disagree. I mean, think about it like this. A lot of the portals are just not... Like, the mechanic is not a skill-intensive mechanic, right? For the most part. Like, obviously, some portals allow you to express skills in certain ways that you otherwise wouldn't be able to, especially because, like, especially the ones that, like, change how the game's played. Like, for example, I mean, I say some, for example, just because of how transformative it is, or, like, what's the other one? House Light Shield. I mean, I know people don't like those ones, but nevertheless, like, those are... Like, those put the game in a way that, like, you just literally can't express a skill, that, like, skill in those galaxies outside of those galaxies, right? But, yeah, in general, no. I think a lot of portals are, like, it's just, like, I mean, it's a fun mechanic. It's really good, good set.
Guubums is a disagree. Iniko.
I think there are two ways to answer this question. I think that you can say it is the most skill expressive set ever designed because
if you're a rider.
Sorry?
No, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway.
Let him cook, Guubums.
I know. I think you can say it, but I think that the definition of skill expressive needs to be qualified a little bit, because if you're saying expressing the widest range of skills, I think Portals supports that because it's like the most diverse play styles among all the portals, right? Or rather spread across all the portals. But if you want to say like the most skill expressive as in like rewarding the highest skill players, no, I don't think so. And then that, you know, it really comes down to what you consider skill expressive. So I would probably, like, for my own personal player opinion, I would probably disagree. But I could see people who feel this way.
The riders.
Bryce.
That's not what I said.
I disagree, but I think it's pretty close. I think it's probably 6. Probably. Maybe 2. Pog. I know. I'm just.
Bro, set
I'm
2.
I'm memeing. But
5 Giga Chad.
I
Oh,
think
now we're talking.
I think it's relatively close, and I think what Iniko just harped on is exactly what I'd harp on, which is that I think one of the main ways you can express TFT skill in TFT is play style fluidity, the ability to play loss streak or win streak, the ability to play high econ or low econ, tempo or slow, reroll or not. And I think that Galaxy's forced that on some level. If you're like Guubums spent a long time in mini sets never re-rolling. Just
Okay, no, I always
absolutely-
re-rolled, by the way.
No, not really, man. There were huge periods where you would go hundreds of games without ever re-rolling once.
Okay,
there
sure,
were
but
for sure.
I mean, yeah, you're right, probably.
And so I think that's just like a lot harder to get away with, because if there are certain portals where if you're not open to these outs, I feel like you're
No, I feel like you're just bad, though.
yeah, you're bad. Exactly. But I think that I mean, maybe I'll feel differently by the end of the set. We'll get to a state where like there's a fully balanced patch, and it's kind of unfair to compare where set 9 is at now to like the peak of set 6. But I felt like set 6 was like more fluid and interesting gameplay, like harder gameplay.
I also think it's like somewhat impaired by Legends. By the way, this is not like I'm not trying to make a comment against Legends being good or bad, but like there's like an element of like low skill in Legends, is that like you're being given something that you can expect every game, something that you can play for every game. So I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have 580 games. I'm like 500 Ornn, like more, like 550 Ornn or something stupid. So I play a lot of Ornn, and you play Ornn, and it's like literally 8 people are playing Ornn, obviously, because it's Ornn. 8 people pop. First patch, it's like, okay, 4 people winner, 3 people snipers. You're sitting here with your whole question. I mean, all right, what the fuck am I doing? Just losing the game. And then right now, you pop your Ornn, it's the same thing. It's like there's certain things that are really good, but like once again, like I think Legends ultimately, I think is a good thing. Honestly, like I mean, especially just because like for like casual players. Obviously, like I'm not a casual player, but like I think I can see the light for like how it impacts casual players. But I think because this set is tied to Legends, I don't know if like next set will have Legends yet. I think Legends for like thus far has not been like that skill expressive. It's too controlled, probably.
I think we're in the early stages of Legends. I'm pretty sure that Legends is the first time I've seen a set mechanic since Augments that I thought to myself,
maybe it stays around.
This one stays.
No, it looks like this one's staying. I think this one's built. Like obviously, Iniko's not going to comment on any of this, but I think Legend was like built so that it could stay.
They need to calibrate it to get to the promise where they're theoretically all pickable, and if you only pick your Legend augments, you're playing at a disadvantage relative to someone who's willing to pick the other stuff. But it gives you kind of a paint by numbers way of approaching augments in TFT, and like you can jam a style. And if they get to that, then it's going to be way better for onboarding players, because it's like, people onboard in League of Legends, they one trick a fucking champion, right? But if you can like one trick a legend in TFT and just pick their augments and not worry about that part of the game, I think it's a nice onboarding experience for newer players.
Yeah. Anyways,
well said,
so
Bryce.
No.
Well said. I have a
I saw
problem
what
with
Frodan
like
said.
what people define skill expressive in TFT. I think it's like a lot. It's usually reflective based off of what they excel at in particular, and a lot of players consider that to be like the weird abstract concept of like, this is really high skill. I think the best TFT, the best form of TFT is when you are forced to kind of go back what Iniko says, and you have to show diversity and range of your skills. It's not particularly super hard to learn how to play a high cap board of level 9. It's not particularly really hard to learn how to reroll. It's not particularly really hard to learn how to roll in 6, on roll in 7, and roll in 8. But what becomes really difficult is we have to put all of that together. And I do think that set 9 is asking a lot of your holistic game plan. You can't necessarily like it's so weird that Guubums is like, Legends are low skill because you do the same thing every game. Portals forced you to not be able to do the same thing every game. And so it's like, no. What I'm trying to say is that it depends on who you ask on what you define as high skill. Do I think it's the most skill expressive ever designed? No, but I also think that set 9 is probably the most fun set ever designed, and that's good enough for me. But I don't agree with the statement. I do have a problem with the way the statement is phrased, and I do have a way that a lot of people define skill in TFT. I think it's very arbitrary in my mind.
No, I think like what I said about Legends, that it adds like a huge element of control. So it's not that you're doing the same thing every game. It's the fact that like I'm controlling a certain portion of my game every game, and that's what makes it like, I don't know if you want to call it skill or not, but you're reducing the variance obviously dramatically. Like you have a lot more agency in that aspect.
Sure. But I
So,
think
and I think
variance
that
is
reduces like the
but high
necessity.
variance is not mutually exclusive with being able to express skill. Period. So
Oh, absolutely not. But I'm saying like being able to control certain things means that you don't have to like express a certain skill that you would otherwise have to. And
fair
I think
enough,
it's
fair
like a
enough.
pretty
I
relevant one.
actually want to move on to the second degree because you guys actually dipped really deep into it, which is an inverse of a different agree that we had in a previous episode, which was when we in our previous preview, we had at this point it's clear that legends should not be in the game. Now we want to flip it around, which now we see so much argument, discussion, and indecisiveness around legends. I just want to flip this and say at this point, it's clear that legends have proven their worth and should stay in TFT. And I understand that Iniko is on is on thin ice here, so you can go first, but be careful.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, like dude, you guys need to phrase your questions better. It's clear that legends have proven their worth and should stay in TFT. Obviously, it's not clear. So I think that legends. This is like what I'll say on like Riot side. Like everybody agrees that like legends are like really really great for low elo players, and like like this is like it's really good to like give people who aren't like amazing at the game like us like a way to more easily onboard into the game, right? I'm not going to comment on anything past that really. As a player personally, I like the concept of it. I think it's cool. I like that I can like pick a play style to play around. I don't think that it necessarily can like work out all the time in like a high elo ladder setting, but like I think it's a cool concept.
Agreed. Well, that you hear my thoughts on it, so I don't have to comment further. Bryson Guubums, you went really deep into it. Keep it brief as much as you can so we can move on.
I didn't know, man. I didn't know that you pivoted. This Dan guy marked fucking pivoter. We had figured out what our agrees were. This was not on the fucking list.
We had you contributed one, and then you pieced out.
No, we had three. And then you decided you didn't like the second one. You changed it to this.
We didn't have three, Bryce. We had
okay. I digress. I think it's interesting to note that while all of chat is like strongly disagreeing with this statement, that the vote actually was slightly in favor of this statement.
Yes, 54% in favor.
I think that says a lot because I think the reality of the situation is that our audience is like the most hardcore players for whom legends I think have been a relatively negative experience overall to date. They've been a negative experience for me too. I've not enjoyed legends. I think I would have enjoyed this set a lot more to date without legends. That being said, it's pretty clear to me what they're doing. They're investing in the long term of TFT. They're building a bridge to the noobs. What Dishsub was just saying, like, we need noobs, man. We do. TFT, the health of this game, there are two core problems with TFT right now. Two core problems with bigger picture TFT. Problem number one is monetization. Okay? We got to figure out how to monetize.
Yeah, we're selling skins for legends.
Okay?
It's time.
Problem number two is onboarding. This game is really fucking complicated. It is new version of a strategy game. It's a genre that's being innovated constantly by Riot, and we need to make it easier to onboard players. Dan and I have both taught a lot of people how to play TFT from scratch, and it is not an easy thing to do. So
yeah, it is pretty bad.
If we can create a much easier way to do that, that is a net good for all of TFT. We really should all fucking agree with the statement, to be totally honest with you. Now, I say this as someone who has had a pretty miserable experience with Legends to date, thinks they've been largely unfun for high elo and competitive play. I will be happy if we get to a stage where Legends are like 4 out of 8 people are picking Poro, and then the other 4 people are picking something that is kind of niche. It is straight up painful for me that I load into lobbies and it's like 6 to 8 Ornn players, and that people think that's correct. Like, it's just but that's a balancing issue, not a Legends issue.
That's a North America issue, man. Come on. All right, next, move it. Guubums.
Oh, I mean, as soon as Legends came out, I said I think this is going to be a good thing, and I've never really deviated from that opinion. I think they're good. So.
Okay. All right. Chat does agree, 54%. And also the previous one I didn't mention, 85% of the people disagreed with that as the most skill expressive set, but we'll see by the end of it. Actually, the best way to tell Iniko is 3 months from after set 9 finishes. Then you get everyone's true opinion of it. Because it needs to be over. People can't appreciate when it's happening.
People fucking railed against Chosen the entire time, and then in hindsight, everyone's like, Chosen was lit.
Yeah, I think that people definitely have. I mean, there's obviously like aversion to change, right? And people have a proclivity of like to focus on to be negative and like focus on the bad things of something without really highlighting the good things. We like see that in the day to day. So you know, we have to parse. We have to parse the things that are value and that are good. So yeah, but I think
I mean,
people
Reddit's probably
look
still
back on
complaining
it
about
and
TF.
say, hey, yeah,
That's
we
right.
take
Fundamentally
yeah,
broken.
that's a dumb. That's
We
a
should,
dumb.
we should do it a Greek segment. The competitive TFT subreddit has gone off the fucking deep end and will never return.
Takes
No,
you
they're
can see in the
trash,
daily
man.
discussion threads. Milk says,
They're
"I
so
love
bad.
Chosen, bro. You quit because of Chosen. Don't even give me that." Our last degree is a spicy one. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but criticizing a play without trying to understand it is such a narrow way to view the game. If you want to improve as a player through spectating, you probably shouldn't yap because you'll probably get cleared by them in the future if you don't understand how they play. Let's start off with Guubums.
Well, okay, this first part, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I think outside of TFT, yeah, but in TFT, fuck no. Like, half you guys should not be allowed to say stuff. Seriously. Like, you think the competitive TFT Reddit should actually be allowed to say stuff? Absolutely fucking not. Like, what? But, I mean, somehow, they're still platformed, so unlucky. But otherwise, yeah, everything else, agreed.
So he
Hey
can't
man, that's
agree
like
with the
Clear's
first
home
part.
base. He can't just talk about competitive TFT like that.
All right, Bryce, why don't you go next?
I agree. You know, actually, the non-meme version of this is something that Dan gave me as really early feedback as a caster when I would criticize play, and he's like, "Listen, it's not that you can't criticize play. I want you to criticize play. In fact, it's a good thing that you do it, but you need to start from a premise of trying to understand why they are doing what they're doing. And if you can do that and still disagree, that makes for much more interesting disagreement. Makes you a better caster. Makes you a better player. I think it's great feedback that I've really tried to take to heart. So if you start from the premise of this is wrong, and by the by, it is funny to me that Guubums is agreeing with this statement because he is for sure one of the worst offenders of this.
Yes.
No,
yes.
no, no, that's wrong. That's wrong.
You are one of the worst
No,
at this
you're
that I have
not.
ever seen.
That's the worst.
You're
That's the
literally doing
worst
it right
opinion
now,
I've
by the
heard.
way.
No, I watch a lot of games with a lot of different pro players, okay? And it's not that you're incapable of learning, but you are incapable of learning except for from a very narrow set of people that you've already decided you respect. And
Yeah,
when
because
you're-
they're
when you're
good.
not
Like, you respect good players. and
You
you
are
learn from
proving
good players.
my
Like, okay,
fucking
listen.
point.
If you watched a bronze
You're
player,
proving
you
my
wouldn't
fucking
be
point
like,
right now.
"Holy crap, what is this guy cooking?" You'd be like, "Okay, I know this guy's cooking up some nonsense."
If you
So I'm not
start
listening
from
to
the
shit.
premise that they might have something to offer you, you are far more.
No, I
likely
actually
to
do.
learn.
Like, unironically, everybody I watch, like, like, obviously I troll, like, especially if other people are in call, like, I'll just start yelling at them. But, like, realistically, if I watch them, I'll be like, "Okay, wait, hold up, let me see."
Okay.
You know?
If you say so, Andrew.
No, just roast.
All right,
Yeah,
Iniko, hit me with it.
Yeah, I as much as like this whole thing got memed, I think it's a really good point. And like back to what Bryce was saying, I mean, I think that actually like being a streamer teaches you this in some sense. Because after a while, when I was like watching people, and when I was like way before like when I was featured on co-streams, when like all of us would watch like Worlds or like some random cup in between games or something, like I wouldn't ever approach it with the mentality of like, what is this person doing? I'd be like, okay, I wouldn't do this, but like I want to see like all the avenues that they took to get here. You know what I mean? And if I still don't understand it by the end, it's either it might be incorrect or it might just be something that's over my head. And both are very real possibilities. Maybe not for God's gift to TFT Goobums over here, but just for me personally.
No, if you actually watch me when I'm like WOD reviewing seriously, I'll be like, "Okay, I don't agree with this, but let me see how it plays out." And then it plays out, and then I'll like reevaluate.
Oh yeah.
No, I
think
do that
as
all
long
the
as you're
time.
measured.
I
As
think,
long
I
as
think
you're
Guubums
measured.
can
that's-
be really fair. It's just a lot of times he chooses not to be for
No,
either
I'm just
content
trolling
or
half the
personal
time.
reasons.
No, I'm literally just trolling you guys
It's
half
a
the
little
time.
bit
Like,
of
so
pomade.
far.
Oh, he's
Like-
just joking, guys. He's just trolling.
There are times when you are capable of being in this mindset. I
Yes,
agree. But
yes.
There are lots of times when you're not for no good reason.
Most
and it's
of the
not
time.
It's not always because you're trolling.
Yeah.
I mean,
All good, all
you
good.
know how it is.
Me personally, I couldn't agree more. And this is ultimately, even feedback that we got from the co-stream, like on the Failure Cup, right? They're saying like, hey, look, we appreciate multiple perspectives, but we want to be able to see what these other players are doing. And yeah, they're playing a lot of these players are playing in day 1 and day 2, and they're not as good as the day 3, day 4 players, but you still want to be able to analyze and understand, right? Like, so I think that I couldn't agree more with what Solo said. And while it's like kind of posted tongue in cheek, he mentioned like, you grind snapshot because you're afraid of getting day one. I play for like, so I can have more time for
Just
Lost Ark.
Lost Ark.
Love that kind of energy, and I support it fully. So Souls, I'm hoping that you pop off this weekend. I would be more than happy to watch you win the whole thing. It'd be really
Someone
cool.
time me out.
Got him.
It doesn't
I
matter.
didn't even say anything.
They can't time you out in the podcast. You're talking still. You just can't talk in chat, which is good, so you can stay on task.
You got
Speaking
one
of staying
guy.
on task,
It's draft time.
it's fantasy draft time. All right, so real quick, let's just recap what happened so far this season.
Oh,
The Failure Cup was Kiyu narrowly squeezing out Frodan by 5 points, which is, basically one half of a game of TFT. Very, very close. Preston getting third with 242, and then Bryce, who admittedly said he wasn't even focused on fantasy because he was busy focusing on his own performance, ended up being last. But it's okay, Bryce. It's just one draft. You have an opportunity for redemption starting now. Bryce, explain the rules real quick while we get ready and go into drafts.
rules are simple. You get $100. You wind up 5 players at the end. We take turns nominating a player. Nominating doesn't mean anything other than that you're the first to bid. You will get the player if no one bids above you. But otherwise, that's how it goes. And spend all your money, or you can do what Kiyun did and win the draft in a true Giga Chad performance with a bunch of money left over.
Yeah, he had $14 left over.
What a
He
beast.
refused out of principle to pay too much money for certain players, but yeah.
Yep. Respect.
I pulled a random number out of a hat. It is 3, meaning Guubums. You are offering the first bid for our draft.
All right, with my number 1 pick, I'm voting Prestament
Okay.
for $1.
$20.
Ooh,
$20.
$20 for precedent.
Let's get it. Let's get it where it is.
Okay, let me go see who's.
Why'd you
even
say
good.
it like that, Dan?
Because it's the highest I think people have shot up to precedent. Before he's usually around the mid, like around the average tier value, like 13 to 17.
If
So
people
it's
want to
pretty
give
high for
me
precedent.
for $20 right now, I'm
For
fucking.
what it's worth, Precedent has gone more for $1 than he has above $10 so far historically in our drafts. I'll put Precedent at 21.
Dude, Bryce is fucking doing a sigh of relief. What's going on?
I actually believe in Precedent. I think he's in pretty decent form. Precedent for 21 going once, going twice. All right, P God, I got you on my team. You guys.
No, honestly, I mean, I actually think Precedent's worth more than 20 something, but I mean,
yeah, you don't want to spend your budget. It's not about the value.
no, it's not about
necessarily,
that. It's not
also
like,
about- yeah, exactly.
I mean, I still don't know how, like in terms of like, okay, there's like a skill bar, and then there's like a risk bar. Like Precedent's like a higher risk bar, but I think a skill is worth higher than 20 something. So like, I mean, safe picks, for example, are like Robin, like safe with high skills like Robin, Dish Soap. I mean some other people, I'm sure, but like you know what I mean. Whereas like I think Precedence is like variance is probably a little bit higher.
I mean, you probably right.
All right, Iniko, you're up next.
I am? Oh shit. All right. Give me Guubums for 25.
All right, Guubums. 25. Now, Guubums, the question is, are you gonna bid for yourself?
Yeah, what? I'm a beast.
All right, 26 for Guubums.
Oh,
Oh,
27.
Hey,
28
stop
for
that.
Guubums.
I mean, we're still really low for you, man. You know we're really low for you. You're just
No, I
sitting
mean
there-
whatever
you're sitting
it
there
is right
hoping
now.
that you're gonna
Plus
get
one.
yourself for.
All right, so Guubums, I'll go 30 on Guubums.
All right, I'll go 31.
Isn't True Value Goom's like 35 or 36 or something?
Hey, wait, hey, quit your gap. Wait, chill, man.
I mean 32. I don't care. Like let's get you where you belong. My rules, I never bid players up for what their value should be, but like I rated you second. I would pay the most for you for anyone aside from Dish Soap.
All right, I'm going whatever it is right now plus one because I can't see you guys' ads.
33. Okay. 34 for Goobums.
Wait, stop.
I mean, I'm pretty sure 36 is the number you should be paying for yourself. Maybe 30.
No, because if I go, that means if I go 35 here, you're just gonna go 36 for no reason.
I'll go 36 right now.
Oh,
What the hell?
You go 36 on
This guy's
Goobums.
just trolling.
I think we're actually like right around what is reasonable.
All right, Gooba. I promise you can have it for 37.
Iniko did not promise that.
I
by
did.
the way.
I
didn't
promised you can have it for
promise that. I did
37.
not promise that.
Well, I don't want me for 36.
Oh,
That's a lot.
All
That's not
right.
bad.
Goobums
I'm
for
not rich.
36. Going once?
Nah, fuck it. I'm going 37. All
All
right.
right.
I'm
Goobums
all
for
in lead.
37. Going once. Going twice.
Dude, these guys suck, man. They just made me spend money on myself.
I think 37 is super reasonable.
Yeah, that's fair.
What the hell?
But that is around dish soap territory, Bryce, which is a very high premium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Iniko. All right, I'm up next. I am going to go. I'm gonna post up milk for $15.
I mean, I'll do milk for $15.
Yeah, but
You have
I
to
put
go
them at
higher
15.
usually when it's an
You have
auction.
to go 16.
How
15,
auctions
last
work is-
offer.
All right, I go 15 for milk. Going once.
Wait, no one's building on milk. 16.
I did 20 milk.
20 on milk. 21 for milk. Ooh.
24.
Someone say 24?
Yeah.
24 for milk.
Wait, let me go on the ballots. See what you guys
But
rank.
I,
people.
24. I'll do 25 on milk. He's gonna figure it out by Saturday, I believe. $25 for Mr. Milk. Going once.
Didn't you just-
28 for milk.
28. I think I'm out. Bryce and Goobums, 28 on milk. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Iniko for 28. All right. It's hard to evaluate, man, because no one is less confident in milk than himself. So can't
I
always
believe
rely
that
on
he
it.
clicks the hero. I believe in him.
Okay. Bryce.
All right. I bid on myself for $1.
Now, this is the premise that Bryce has said if anybody bids $2 on him, he is not going to fight for it.
Listen, I think that's very reasonable. All right. No one would be drafting me normally. I'm worth $0. Right? I'm down for myself to be on my team, but I'm not gonna get squeezed on it. So if someone wants to pick me up, you go right ahead. You want me on your team for $2? It is yours.
It's actually the perfect plan. It's the perfect plan.
All right.
Well, I'm down. I would like that
Law
myself.
going to Bryce for $1. Going once. Going twice. All right. I'm a man of my word. I want to see Bryce
Listen,
do it.
last time there was a new patch. I had not played. I was bad. I knew I was bad. This time, I'm kind of good at this patch. I am sick, and I played like shit today. I'm gonna like as soon as we get off the podcast, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna like try my best to recover. If I can play well on Saturday, I will make Sunday. And if I can play well on Sunday, I will compete in this event. I am good enough to hang. I think that there are a lot of people who think that I'm like, it's cool that I'm here, but don't think I belong here. I watch a lot of these players. I have edge. There are lines that I am better at in the field.
I
Holy.
believe you.
I
believe
for sure can compete if I play how I don't choke and I'm healthy and I mid roll. I will make it to day 4.
And then I won't have a co-streamer. I'm going to just scroll down this real quick to show you that Bryce is a man of his word. Last time, Precipice didn't believe that Bryce would bid on himself if he bid $2, and Precipice called him out, and then Precipice bought Esports Law for $2.
That didn't go very well. That was a
It
bad.
did not go
that was a-
very well.
That was a bad bid. That was a bad bid.
All right, Goobums, you're up next.
I want. Give me the world champ for $5. $5.
Replay.
Dive, man.
I'm gonna go replay for what, $7? Oh, wow. Replay for $7 going once? Going twice? Oh my God. All right, I got it for $7.
Oh no,
I did.
Bryce spoke up.
No,
Oh,
Bryce said
sorry,
it.
what did
Okay,
you
let me
say?
go grab a drink.
Goobums is
Wow,
out.
this guy's out already. He doesn't give a
Bryce, what'd you
fuck.
bid?
I bid 8.
Okay, I'll go 9.
10.
11.
12.
13.
14.
15.
16.
17.
18.
19.
20.
21.
We could have done this more efficiently. 22.
Yeah, you really could have.
It's kind of fun though.
23.
24.
25. All right, replay 25 going once. Going twice.
26.
All right, I'm out for 26.
What's going on?
I got 26.
Replay is going to Bryce for 26.
Oh, bet.
I could hear it in the background the whole time.
All right. I actually wanted to kind of base a lot of my team on replay, but I thought that he would have hidden value. I guess apparently Bryce wanted to bid him up.
You rated him 3rd overall.
Oh yeah.
So 26 is a steal.
Assuming I'm correct in that read. But I
He
think
was
the
actually
I don't want to
tied,
put myself in a spot where I can't actually be competitive on any bids for moving forward. So I think 26 is fine. Okay. Iniko, you're up next.
Dude, how the fuck did I go for 37?
Iniko,
the hell?
you're up next to bid.
All right, I'm just gonna put him up just up for 30.
31.
35. Dude,
Dude,
you're not
okay,
going
no,
to
no,
Bryce?
Bryce,
37. 37.
I
It doesn't
don't even
matter.
want to hear it. If you're gonna say
Yeah,
let's skip the formalities, then I want to hear a 4.
38. 38.
Nah.
What about 39?
Hey, someone bid him up.
39
Hey.
for woo. Iniko 39 dish soap. Oh man, 39's I can't go higher. I'm out. Bryce?
I'm thinking.
Goobums?
Bro, I'm poor. What do you mean, Goobums?
40. 40.
Ooh, big 40 bum from Bryce. Will Iniko go even higher for the number 2 player on his ballot?
I'll go 41. I'll go 41.
41.
Oh, I don't believe her.
Dish sub scores have been great lately on ladder for what it's worth.
42.
Yeah, he's been bullying these Masters players.
Yeah, he's dodged the scrims today, by the way. So come on.
What? That is true. Actually, he did.
He like had a reserve spot in the first one. He's like, nah, fuck it, I'm not waiting. He just kept saying ladder.
42, right? Is the bid?
I think it was 41.
41. 41 is the bid by Iniko. Going once?
Wait, no, I bid.
But you,
No,
Bryce,
yeah, you
41?
did 41, didn't you? Or,
I went 41.
I bid 40, and then
I
you
bid 41. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. 41 by Bryce. Going once. Going twice.
Yeah, I'll go 42.
Okay, 42 for dish soap for Iniko.
I don't think Bryce is gonna bid, is my guess.
Bryce, 43.
You know what? Just to fuck with Andrew, 43.
Woo!
I really didn't think so. I really didn't think so.
43.
I think it's just Bryce has a lot of money, right? Technically.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
he bought himself
I got
a one.
myself for $1. It changes my. It has changed
Yeah,
my
yeah.
strategy pretty
Yeah,
dramatically,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah,
So you definitely
he
want this
needs to
soap if you
swing
actually
big
go
in
get him.
case he has to hedge for other people on his team. All right, 43.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Sold
sense.
to Bryce
No, Bryce was always gonna spend big here, right?
for 43.
I mean, it makes sense for him too.
Yeah, I think I go to 45 there, and then if you outbid
Yeah,
45,
I agree.
probably
Yeah.
don't.
Like, my game's over.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like
I'm gonna put up.
I think Bryce is hard to play if he doesn't get there sober, right? Wait, is K3 Soji actually K3 Soji?
It's
Like
Soju.
Soju?
It's
Yeah,
Soju.
it's
Okay,
Soju.
so no, okay, because I thought that was actually a different player.
No, it's Soju. It's Soju.
No, because there's a guy on ladder called K3 Soji.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, there is.
Okay. I'm gonna put up Kiyun for $10.
Wait, what? I thought you were gonna start keying on like fucking $1. This guy has 10 games on the patch.
I mean, 10 is still really low for Kiyun, no?
Yeah, that's nothing. That's
Then
what I'm
bid
saying.
him up.
Yeah.
10?
Put your money
I
where
don't
your
know,
mouth
I'm willing to
is.
go above 10. What?
Wait, really? You're not?
You just
10?
say
Are you
it.
serious? How
That's
rich
not
do you
that
think I am?
How rich? I think you're roughly worth $63, give or take.
10? Are you serious? No, wait, hold on.
All
let me
right,
think.
Kiyun going to me for $10.
Wait, let me think. Let me think.
Going once.
No, okay, wait. This guy's like the auction guy, so he just
Going
controls how much
twice.
time we have. What's
Yeah,
going on here?
yeah.
Who's this?
Dan has the OP spot.
He bids and then he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you guys don't got any time."
for $10.
Wait, hold up, chill. Just wait. Wait, let me think. Sure, I'll go 11. I'll go 11 on Kiyun.
I feel like we should have just moved on,
$11?
man.
No. This guy just
on.
wants Kiyun for free. It's $11 to the bid.
Okay, I'll go 12 on Kiyun then.
Oh fuck.
Going once.
I'll
Going
go
twice.
13.
Dude, I've seen this episode.
Okay. 14 for Kiyun. I'll delete this.
Nico, aren't you into reruns?
You can have it.
I've literally
You
seen
can
this
have it.
episode before.
14?
All right, Kiyun
That's a
for
scam.
This is
$14.
a scam, man. I'm not in a position to be able to defend against this.
I think it's a scam.
You guys both could have bid Dan up at least another $5 here. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
I don't think so. But the thing is, like, I can't even take him for like 17.
Hey, Dan,
bucks.
be honest. How much would you have gone for Kiyun? He's yours.
Probably
You
like
got him for
18,
14.
19, yeah. I think.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fair.
for sure. You guys fucking suck.
No, but the thing is, if
I
he
think
left
it's a little
out,
lower than
okay, no,
precedent,
let's
but
say, no,
not
let's
much
say
more
at
of an average
17.
player.
No, okay, but let's just say at 17, right? And he gives it to me. I don't think I can pay 17 for him.
Yeah, you can. You for sure can adjust your draft strategy. 17 is not
No,
bad
I
for
can't.
him.
You know why?
And it's
'Cause, I mean,
it's
as
a
you guys all know, I only watch 3 players. So it's
It's
like,
a
I mean,
huge-
all 3
that
players
is
are off
true.
the fucking
Yeah,
board.
that
So
is
true.
what the fuck can I even buy at this point? It's doomed. I only
Bryce.
watch 3 players.
Bryce, you are up next for bidding.
I would bid Setsuko $29.
Max bet from Bryce Setsuko on for 29. Hey, Nico, you're here.
Oh,
You're here.
sorry,
We can hear you.
Yeah, my internet went out.
Wait, we have a
Setsuko
new
for 29 is currently the bid.
How much money do I have?
$72. You have $72. I'll go 30 on Setsuko. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the ball rolling here. Setsuko for $30. Going once.
I'll go 31. I'll go 31.
Okay, it'd be wild if you guys are saying. Oh, Iniko, you might have to re-enable your camera. Oh no, you're good. You're good. Okay, 31. I'll go 32 on Setsuko.
I'll go 35.
Oh,
Giga Chad.
okay. I can't. I'm out. Guubums.
No, I'm out.
Okay, Setsuko to Iniko for $35. So you have Milk and Setsuko. You have up to 37. Iniko.
Is it my turn to pick?
It is Guubums' turn to pick.
Oh, okay.
Technically, Nico, your max bid is 35 because you have to fill out with 2 more people.
Give me souls
Whoa,
$2.
For how much?
$2.
$2.
Dude, you put up Solus here? Fuck.
Whoa, Solus
That actually
for
totally
$2.
fucked with me. I was grabbing Solus with my last pick.
Do people want Solus for $3 is the question. I'll go Solus for $3.
Souls for 4.
Ooh. I'll go Solus for $5.
Dude, just give me Solus, man.
Solus is a beast right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
This guy's about a 50-50 every single game. 2-1 Piltover.
Oh, that sounds like
I know
pretty
his
good odds
shit.
to me.
$5 for Souls?
I mean, I bid $5. You can have him for 6.
Yeah, you can have him for 5.
By the way, Dan is getting a steal. This is actually Solus the most
Solus to me
player
for $5 going once, going twice. Oh, what the heck? I guess Solus for $5.
Solus, the most expensive player in the history of DTIYDK Fantasy Draft, goes for the bargain basement discount of $5 this draft. Wow.
Dude, you know, okay, he doesn't know that having Kyun and Solus on the same team is the worst thing you could do.
He's all in on TSM. Dan's just gonna be on the
No, you don't
team.
understand. As soon as they're in the same
TSM.
lobby, Solus drops everything to fucking grief Kyun for no reason. And I'm pretty sure Kyun hates playing with Solus in his lobby and is just fucked.
Because
Are they-
if
so
he
they're
does
both in
that, then Solus is not actually following through with his Twitter, so he loses clout. And he can't.
No,
afford
but
to
he
do
will.
that.
The thing is, like, there's like it's like order of operations, right? Like his Twitter is like important, but it's not important as like one of his base things, which is like griefing Kyun whenever they're in lobby. Like you should have seen the last time. Solus is holding 7 Zeds. He's playing Darius. He's playing Darius. And Kyun, Kyun's sitting here like, what the fuck?
All good. Guubums, you're up next to bid.
Wait, I bid Solus.
Oh,
Or two.
Iniko.
I will put up. How much do I have again? 32.
You have 37, so 35 is your max
37?
bid.
Oh, nice. Okay, give me Liquid Kuramex for 25.
29.
Oh wow, max bet from Bryce on Kuramex.
30.
Wait, I'm looking at Frodan's team. I'm pretty sure his team's 10 times better than my fucking team.
Just making sure we heard me.
Your team is literally
You don't have
just
a
you right
team.
now.
It's
Your team
just
is
you.
just you.
Yeah, but we have the same amount of money, and I feel like my team sucks compared to his. What the fuck?
Coom for 30.
Okay, Kurum for $30 to
Alright.
go into Iniko. Goobums,
What?
do you want in on this?
I guess not.
Okay, Kurum 30. I'll pass as well. All right, Iniko gets Kurum for $30
And then 2 picks left.
for $7.
$7, right? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, it's up to me now. I'm gonna offer up Weijin for $20.
29.
I'll go 30 for Weijin.
Yeah, you can have it.
All right. Oh shit. All right. $30 for Weijin. Easy.
All right, who do you want, Bryce?
I mean, I'll just put up Soju. I know I'm not getting him, but 29 Soju.
29 for Soju.
Soji. All right, 30 for Soji.
That's it. You get
And
it.
that's it. You get it.
Yeah. I know. I had to say it before Frodan did, though.
Yeah, you did. Dan should have bid for it probably, but whatever.
He should have
but
been.
then I paid 30 for Soju.
No,
Yeah,
trust
but
me.
he's
Trust
gonna
me.
be- all you did was
Trust
save
me.
Andrew $1 for fun.
No, just trust me. Yeah, he wants Soji.
No, okay. All right. Yeah. For sure. All right. Goobums.
I'll take socks for $7.
Socks for 7.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let it pass, Bryce.
Bryce has to start thinking about it too. He can go
'cause
2
Bryce has
players instead of 1
spots.
player.
I have 1 spot, so I have to be very careful with how I do this.
I mean, it's pretty clear who Dan grabs, so then I have to decide. I mean, I do wind up having to split it across 2 players for sure. The way that this
Which is
plays
why I
out.
was thinking Bryce might actually bid more than 7 for this one. But
Yeah,
I'll see.
for sure. It makes a lot of sense too.
But I still don't think I should do 7. to start. That's just wrong.
Yeah, it is, but that's okay. I think it's a minor leak because I would have bid you up to that, right? Like at 7 is kind of interesting debate. 8.
Okay, then I have to fucking. Oh god, I have 3 players left. 33. Okay. Who do I even fucking watch? I don't watch anyone. What's going on?
I mean, I'm pretty sure you have to bid up. Like I think Sox for between you and I in this situation have to get up to around 15.
Okay, let me think. Okay, because Robin's going to one of you two. So if you don't take this, then Frodan takes Robin. I could take Robin off him for 31. And I have $2 left. So my max bid is still above Frodan's max bid.
Yes,
which is why,
it is.
Which is why 30 for Soji was perfect, by the way. Which is why Dan actually needs to kill a
Yeah,
off me.
Dan needed to get in there for the 30 for sure.
So then do I want Robin for 30? I can give Dan Robin for 30 and then take who? So
All right, what's the current bid? What's the current bid?
8.
8 from Bryce on Sox. Going once.
Oh fuck.
Going twice.
Andrew, I'm pretty sure you're just trolling, man. Like I think we're way too low because the reality situation is you rated him like 4th overall or 5th overall.
No, I rated him like 8. Okay, sure. I'll go 9.
Like,
I'll
are
go
we
9.
really
9
low?
on Sox?
Really low?
No, but the thing is, like, Sox is really not that good.
All right,
do you
Bryce.
just want him on your team? Is that all? You just like want your boys?
I don't know, but like he's not bad. He's not bad. Like,
I can't tell if he's trying to upsell you, Bryce, or he legitimately is just trying to draft his friend, or he thinks Sox is cracked. I'm actually in between all 3 of those possibilities. All right, what's it gonna be?
You can have him for 9. It's fine.
Mismatch Sox, the Goobums for $9. All right, Iniko, you're up next.
I don't even know if that's good. I was already hesitant on the 7.
For me, I'm just bidding off of your impression of his value because I haven't watched him play at all, so I have no fucking idea.
I mean, I've watched him play
a
more
couple
than like
games.
someone can watch someone play.
He still has some. He definitely can still play good TFT.
Right?
Yeah, he still sucks.
No, the thing is, we have some fucking techs, but like, we don't even know if they're good.
Yo, any leakers? Where's my tech?
Hell
Bro,
no.
you're a competitor. You can't just take all the tech.
Yeah, but he doesn't think I'm.
Iniko.
Let's be honest, Andrew. Do you consider me a competitor?
Hell no.
No, not really. He doesn't. That's the thing.
All
All
right.
right. How much money does everyone else have, Dan?
So me and Bryce both have 30, but Bryce has 2 slots and Goobers has 24. So your max bid is $6.
Okay, Robin for 6.
Okay, that was a bad play.
All right, Robin for 30.
I think it was a bad play.
So he goes 30 here. He gets it.
Yes, I get it.
Literally no one.
I'm just gonna go for the safe bet here.
Yep.
And then what? Bryce wants Darth Nub?
So I get to make
one full. You can do one full, but then
yeah,
that's
but
only if you want.
That's not.
That's not the play. That's not the play.
Yeah.
No, you're actually bidding against me.
Yeah.
There's a couple players that are pretty good.
There's actually a handful. I think.
No, which is why I held off on, and then I wanted Soju.
Okay.
I mean, your turn.
Is it my turn to put it
It
up?
is your turn to bid. I'm out.
I will put up Darth, and I'll put him up for 5.
$5.
I'm all in.
$6 for me.
I wanted Nico to be able to bid on his boy.
$6 for Darth Noob.
7.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Bryce.
What, you think I'm gonna give him to you for that? No fucking way.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Man, it's okay. I had contingency plans for this, so don't worry.
All right, $7. Darth Noob going to Bryce. 8 to Goobums.
9.
9 to Bryce.
10,
11.
12,
13.
14.
15.
Ooh.
16.
So if I do that, then I get to pick my next 2. Kind of good.
It's not bad.
I'd pick you. What are we at right now? 15?
16.
I just went 16, so you're at 17.
17.
17.
Do I get to pick my next 2 yet? 17, you're at 13. No, 18.
19.
20.
21.
Okay, now so you're at 9 and I have 12.
I was hoping you wouldn't see that angle, but
So then now I get what? I get Casper and who do I get? I want Casper. DQA. Casper Deepe? All right, take it. Yeah. And then I take Casper Deepe.
So 21 for Darth Noob. And then
I gave you some breathing room for no reason, by the way.
Against
Iniko.
You bid on who?
Just give me Casper and Deepe.
Okie doke. I'll just put them evenly down the middle.
Now I have to decide between.
I actually just gave Bryce an advantage for no reason against.
I appreciate
that's bad.
it.
I don't want this guy yapping for no reason.
I appreciate it. Okay, so I have to decide between DQA and Malala in this pick. And
Technically, Iniko should bid once to see if.
No. Please go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead, by all means.
It literally doesn't matter. If you nominate someone that's not DQA or Malala, I will give them to you for $1. And if you nominate one of them, then I have to decide which one I want.
You can't just choose. Oh no, you're right. Okay, so technically I can't just choose, but I wouldn't have ever chosen anything until it's my turn to nominate. I nominate one, Casper for 12 or 10, and then blah 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 blah. I get the other guy for 13.
Showtime, do you trust me with Malala here? Showtime, I'm not sure if this helps or hurts.
Yeah.
When I say he's good, trust me, he's good.
Okay.
Are you saying he's good, Showtime? I can't. You haven't even given an opinion.
You might be able to slide out interesting pick here, but it's up to you. You can bid up to $6.
It's Nico, right?
Yeah, Nico.
Give me Joey B.
For
$1.
$1. Joe Bookmark.
Something yes, 6.
A dark horse pick. Bryce?
I pass.
He passes. $1 for Joe Bookmark. Bryce, would you take with your last pick?
No, there's no way I helped Bryce over Iniko.
Okay.
I forced you to 20.
There's
I
still
forced you
a
to
couple
25.
of really solid value picks here.
Okay. My nomination now, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I take DQA for the 9.
What?
Yeah, that's a good pick. It's DQA for sure, right?
All right.
I don't know that it's for sure. I think Malala continues to be really underrated. Like
I mean DQA is good. Like DQA
is
DQA has
Malala.
good fundamentals.
So
no,
does
DQA has
Malala.
one of the best. DQA has like one of the best.
You're about to
fundamentals
tell
of, like,
me.
the last couple
You know how many
years.
times we've had this debate where you're like DQA sucks, and I'm like, I think
No, of
DQA
course
is like
DQA
the
sucks. Of
underrated.
course
I think
DQA
DQA is like
sucks.
maybe the most underrated player on the server. Like unironically, I think people sleep on DQA, but I also think people sleep on Malala. So I was really happy with either of those. But
No, of course DQA sucks, but he has good fundamentals.
Feel free to write down Malala on my team, whatever.
No, I'm not on the
Alright,
best team. I like my team.
Malala,
Wait,
last
hold up.
pick.
Frodan's team's looking kind of good. I mean, he has the
I
fucking
think
Kiyun
the one
Solus
person-
reverse combo.
The one person that I was ready to value draft, I think what like people would always underrate is AMD. I actually think AMD is potentially in really good form. But the thing is, like, I was like between AMD and Robin. Robin's just a proven commodity, so I have to go for that. And I can't justify spending 30 on AMD if Robin's on the board.
Dude, I was actually tilted you guys put up Soji because I think I get Soji for less than 30 most of the time. Because once Dan puts 30 on Robin, and say Bryce puts 30 on, oh, he can't. So say one of you guys put 30 on Robin. Can I get Soji for less than 30?
no, you literally couldn't get.
No, I literally can't, right?
Because I was always bidding 29. Once I take replay, then I have to bid 29 on Kurum, Robin, Soju, and
however much you get Dish Soap.
one other player, right? Yeah, basically it was all dictated replay. I'm getting Dish Soap no matter what, and then I'll bid my max, whatever's left.
I didn't hear what happened. I didn't see what happened when replay went for 26. I don't think
Dan
for 26
and I just
here.
bid each other up one at a time.
That was the
Wait, you guys think my team is bad? Isn't my team good?
I think every team is good, and I think
Yeah, not yours, buddy.
Iniko's
Anyway,
winning
I
the
think
vote.
the fact that-
Chat
the
vote
fact that
on who's the
everybody in
best
chat-
team. Iniko
Everybody's
is running away with
there's
it right
so many
now.
more underrated players.
No, you know what it
right?
is? I'm
Like,
pretty sure it's just like the classic example of the noobs don't know that Soji's actually really good.
dude.
Honestly-
you can't just keep coming back to this, man.
Andrew, I'm glad that you didn't choke this time because Showtime's in chat being like these noobs are debating draft strategy right now. We do that literally like draft theory after every draft.
After each episode.
And then he'd been talking so much shit, and I was like, okay, he actually doesn't know what he's doing. This could be good. And then he just completely threw the first time we did it together. Like he made core mistakes that were just unbelievably bad. Like one of the worst drafts we've ever had on the show.
Quick, come on!
It was so bad, man, and you knew it too. That's the best part. Is most people when they draft poorly on the show don't realize it, but you fucking realized it in real time that you had thrown.
Oh, wait, well, my draft is good. I'm pretty sure my draft is really good.
All right.
You said that
all
me
right.
you said me putting up Robin was a bad play though. I have to question that. I think that was like a good play, actually.
Robin? Oh, I think it was
no,
fine.
because pretty much it doesn't matter if you do it or not, because Dan
I
always
was
does
gonna
it the
take it
next
no matter
turn.
what.
Dan's next turn was always Robin for 30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like it's not like a truly bad play because the consequences don't exist. Didn't end up existing. But like it just doesn't.
Like, I guess you had an opportunity to like sneak in a steal if you wanted. But
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal. Honestly, steals and drafts in TFT are just such a moonshot. It does not matter. So
Wait, there's no way Chad doesn't like my team. I feel like my team is lit.
for what it's worth, chat thinks Bryce has the worst team, or actually the least amount of
I
people
think Bryce has the
I
worst
wonder,
team.
I wonder why. I wonder what the reason for that could be. Maybe.
Listen.
He has
I
a
feel
lot
like-
of
I
wild.
feel
Actually,
like I
Bryce's
have won
team
every
wild card
draft.
and dish soap. That's basically
I
it.
feel like I've won every draft and gotten bodied, so I'm down to be the underdog for a change.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
definitely lost this draft. Nice try.
I mean, the fact that I draft myself hurts, right? There's no doubt
No,
about
okay.
it.
When you draft
Does it?
yourself, you
draft
hard
the
angle
winner.
dish soap, right?
Yeah.
If you draft yourself on 1-2, then you
Yes.
draft the soap as soon as possible.
I mean, you don't like my draft because you don't like replay, but I'm pretty sure that all of the time you spend.
No, I don't like. What do you mean?
Disrespecting-
Replay's fine. I don't like esports law. what is going on?
Bro, when you walked away from the replay bidding at like $8, you're like,
No, I
I'm
need to
out.
go
I'm going.
have a
I need to go
drink.
fill
I
my
need to have a
water.
drink.
Yeah, but bro,
I need to have a
yeah,
drink.
I need to fill my water. Like you couldn't leave at a time with a player. You obviously left for a player you
No,
didn't
because I
want.
didn't have money. I didn't have money.
You
I
at
was
that point in
broke. I had to
time, you
draft
had your whole
myself.
budget left, minus
your
the
whole
money you
budget.
spent
It's
yourself,
63
man.
bucks, man.
Listen, it's okay. You think replay sucks. I want you to say it out loud so that he can fucking play it on replay in his mind when he bodies you this
Okay.
weekend.
Wait. Okay. Tell the truth. Frodan, am I not the very first person to say to you, I think replay is really good on one of the other things? And I think Frodan for sure said verbatim, that's a replay comma, that's an interesting pick. And then Bryce said, kind of agree with Frodan or something along those lines. I put replay like top 10, but like low top 10. And then you guys were both surprised. And he ended up doing really well that set and obviously winning the Worlds. Just saying.
Yeah,
Hey.
no, that is true. That is true.
And
Guubums
I'm
did
just
shout
saying,
him
you
out
didn't want to
earlier.
bid. You didn't want to bid $9 on him.
He didn't
so.
want to. Yeah, exactly.
No,
But there's also
I
the
was
fact that you didn't
poor.
want
I
to bid
was
him
poor.
$9.
That's just factually inaccurate, man. You had $63 left. It was not a money problem. It was a you didn't want to bid on him problem.
I mean,
Which is
look,
fine.
I mean,
Disrespect him, and see what happens this weekend.
You know who won't be doing
I
any
mean, I know Bryce
disrespect?
loses every one of these.
You know who won't be doing disrespect? Our lovely talent that's going to be covering the Shurima Cup. You check it out, twitch.tv/teamfighttactics. Hosted by, I believe, Gangly, and then we'll have Boop, Casanova, Crone, and Mortdog. You might notice that Frodan and Bryce, once again, are not there because Bryce will be competing. I will be co-streaming this weekend with Ramblin', Raditz, and I believe Pitsy will also potentially be a special guest. Pitsy's there in case Bryce doesn't show up because he's going deep in the tournament.
If I die on Saturday, then I will be there on Sunday.
Bryce, you have a rare opportunity to win Shurima and Fantasy with one fell swoop.
And
Okay, he definitely is not winning
winning.
fantasy, so let's just get that out of the way real quick. And I'll tell you why he's not winning fantasy. It's because he's not winning Shurima. So it's actually the double
man.
whammy.
Oh my god! If I pop off this weekend, the funny thing about it is that no one would be happier for me than Andrew if I did pop off this weekend. So it's like it is very fun banter, but oh my god, I would love to rub it in your face.
It would be great.
I would
would be
love to
great.
rub it in your fucking face.
On that note, it's a Thursday evening. Some of us got work in the morning. Let's go ahead and get some final words and thoughts on this awesome episode. Start off with Riot Iniko. Iniko, thanks so much for spending time. I know it's a really busy time for you as well as always. So appreciate you having you on the show.
Yeah, no worries. I'm always happy to be on. If I could be on every episode, I would. It's a lot of fun. I love talking to you guys. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh wow, I might have to take you up on that offer because Bryce has to go on paternity leave.
He
And I
needs a
need to look
co-host
up for
for, like, 3
substitute
months.
hosts. So I might end up taking you up on that offer. Thank you so much. Goobums. Final words, thoughts?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. Okay, wait. Sorry.
Well
Wait,
said.
run that
All
back?
right.
well, wait, what are you even saying? Probably two.
I mean, I don't know.
He's
I mean, I was
having
getting chat,
fun. He's
honestly.
he's basically at the point where he's just vibing.
He's
just
tapped
vibing.
out.
He's talking the voice in his
yapped.
head,
He's
man.
yapped out.
He's out.
Well, I'm probably gonna win.
He's exhausted. So
Yeah.
all right, and then Bryce.
You know, I got energy for this podcast. If I can bring this much energy to the cup this weekend, it's fucking already over. So I'm pumped. This is a fun show. I love hanging out with you guys. All three of you. You're three of my favorite people in the scene, and I really enjoyed tonight. Seriously,
Amazing.
I'm going to fucking bed.
Good night. Oh, get some rest. I mean, you're sick, so.
Hope you feel
All
better.
right.
Yeah.
As for myself, I mentioned that we'll be co-streaming tomorrow for the Shurima Cup, and that's it. So we'll let you guys off here. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you missed any part of the podcast, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@DTIYDK. Or if you want the audio only version for Spotify whenever you're traveling, anchor.fm/DTIYDK. For Frodan, Bryce, Guubums, and Iniko, thank you so much for watching this episode of Don't Talk If You Don't Know, and we'll see you next time for more TFT action. Peace.